Double flat thumbs to infinity. Welcome to Flat Earth British's Flatterday night extravaganza, which it will be. All sounds fab. Excuse all of the explosions in the background. It's this stupid stuff they do in Britain every year. We're not going to pay any mind to that or even mention it because it's something all the obeying people do, which is all ridiculous, and I'm not going to mention it because it's just British stuff. So ignore all the explosions. We're here to have a fantastic time of truthing. Lots of clues in this. If you are been following the continuity and discoveries on Flat Earth British, then this is going to splatter your Brian because there's a lot of answers in this. There's a lot of clues. And just 1,000 things. This is going to be fantastic. I can see Flat Earth British pay mind indeed, because there's some deep thoughts in this, some deep philosophical thoughts that are possibly true, and if so, probably make a massive difference to the entire paradigm. They're making me mental. They're exploding hundreds, millions of pounds in the air when there's stacks of people starving in this place. How is that even right? No, just saying. Just the point of it all. Alvidas, good to see you. So I'm going to give you all the obligatory shouts. Welcome you all in. Let everyone rustle in. What do you mean, KT, no video? I'm looking at me. You sort your device out. It's probably you. Maybe... No, I was going to say you're blind. That might not be true. It's good to see you, my friend. Alva Billy, Prometheus is in the house. All the gang is here. Make sure to please share this out if you can. I'm going to get shell shock. It's like being in the fucking Somme again. Prometheus, good to see you. Stanley. Going over the top. The whistle blows. Rosemary. Miles, Joy, my son, who is Welsh Dragon Metals, who's putting my GoFundMe up for my boat. That hasn't arrived yet, but will, because I've set it my intent, so it should arrive sometime in the future. Yeah. Banshee, to see you. My Looking Glass, good to see you as well. Shed, my first cup on me. Oh, you're very kind. Yeah, I am really thirsty for coffee, actually. Proper thirsty, a proper coffee pot. Subbage. Lee, who spoke to yesterday, for some philosophical conversations and some mind-blowing moments in our conversation behind the scenes on Flat Earth British, which is very exciting. So what we got in store for you tonight? Well, if you can see the title of this post, Startowers of Tartary, the real Shangri-La. Now, there are places in this realm, okay, and I'll show you a couple of examples actually in this post where there are societies of people which are completely unaffected by, let's just say, the developing world or Western philosophy or the West or the Matrix or any of this bullshit. There are people that have been existing for the longest time, seemingly unaffected by anything in the outside world, because in this post we're looking into these people who live in the autonomous region of the Tibetan plateau, on the border of China. And I've dug up some old maps of this region, and actually it shows the Great Wall of Tartary, but a world away from the one you might know as the Great Wall of China. I mean, a bigger wall elsewhere. So we're going to look at that a bit later in this area that we're going to talk about. Now, this place is completely remote and inaccessible, even in the modern day. Okay, guys, even in the modern days. They sent some people there in the 1990s to check these towers out, these completely geometric star-thought towers that have been made with precise mathematics to a culture without a language, the written language, and with crude, apparently rudimentary tools. But these towers, these star towers, there are 1,000 of them all over this region, or the autonomous region, Tibet, into China, 1,000 of them. And we're going to look into them because basically they don't know who built them and they do not know their function. So that's where we come in. So any suggestions? I'm going to chuck out what they think is happening. And we're going to say what we think is happening. I'm going to say what I think is happening with these towers because I posted similar about these star-thought shapes in the past concerning the beaver maketh dams, as in these towers were built with unbelievable earthquake-proof technology in a place that doesn't have any earthquakes or hardly ever. So why did they do that? I'm thinking this place where these people are living is Shangri-La, existing today. And these people who live there say this civilization existed long before them, and there was a great queen that existed in this world. So I'm thinking this place was Shangri-La, still is. These are the descendants. They're beautiful people, unaffected by modern society. That is their danger. The greatest danger is that the outside world should interfere with them, which is a great tragedy. Sorry, it's just hard to concentrate when I've got fucking explosions going off in the background. But we'll persevere. I didn't know this was going to happen anyway, because it's basically Flatterdays on a bonfire night. Whatever. So I'm not going to let that stop me with their bullshit. So, Startowers of Tartary. We're going to look at some unbelievable maps, evidence about Tartary. I think that these things were built in a star fort shape. And I'll go into the schematics of some of these shapes in a minute when we show you these pictures. As some sort of Armageddon survival place. Apart from the fact that these valleys are 10,000 foot altitude, so it'd be pretty hard for people from a lower altitude to survive there. And they got these towers just sporadically splattered out all over these valleys, as high as 20-story buildings, guys. I have no idea what they're doing there. Earthquake proof. It really is sounding like some sort of haven for Armageddon or an ark, these high Tibetan plateau for one, at an elevation so high, and on the plateau, and inaccessible even in the modern day. It takes, some of these valleys, it takes 3 days on the back of a pit pony to even access these regions. Nobody goes there. There's no roads that go there. They're almost inaccessible. When people from the outside will turn up, they welcome them. They're lovely people, but they're not really doing that. And it's Shangri-La. It's paradise on earth. They don't want for anything. It's abundant in every regard. The clothes that they wear are absolutely beautiful. All of their finery every single day. Okay, they look fantastic every day. And the land provides big fruits and crops, and all of it is unspoilt. And these people, there's not even knowing how long these people live, guys. And there are other places in this realm right here now today with completely separate ways of living that the people have managed to accomplish and get massive abundance. This currency and all of that is all, it's destined for failure. The crypto, the whole thing, it's just bullshit. We want to go back to before there was any currency, get livestock. We need to swap 20 goats for that boat. Yeah, because 20 goats in 10 years' time, it's going to be 1,000 goats. Yeah? Think about it. This is good business. Anyway, that's where we need to go. So we're going to have a look at Startowers of Tartary as the first part of this vlog. We're going to look at something rather sinister and gnarly. I'm not going to read too much about it because I can't have stuff like that in my poor, fragile little Brian, because I can't. But we're going to look at the Vatican Crypt and what these weirdos at the Vatican with 1 billion people in their cult, okay, do with all their victims. They don't even hide what they're doing. They go and visit these weird crypts where they got like infant skulls on the wall. Yeah, they're victims. We got some basically evidence or what we think's going on with the what the symbols of the pearls on the elite's necks have to do with it all, and I'll show you that a little bit later. Cringeworthy. Later on in this post, Tbilisi in Georgia, we're going to look at some mud flood evidence, some of the best photographs I've come across in quite some time regarding mud flood. What it looks like from these photographs is the entire city was like just recently dug out of the mud, and there's like literally 100-foot high cliffs above the city, and the rest has just been dug out. I've seen this before in Polish cities and other places, but yeah, this one's fantastic. In fact, all of this is fantastic, so it'd be wise to share this out. Stick around to the end of the vlog. 300 of you just shit out of nowhere. I'm very grateful. So yeah, Tartary towers. There's going to be some mind blows all the way along in this, guys. Okay, we're going to have some philosophical thoughts. And we're going to look into water nomads of the Philippines, people that have never set eyes on land. They literally spend 5 hours a day underwater, and they know nothing of this realm which we live in. In the modern day, it just blows my mind to think that people know nothing of this, this taxation nightmare and everything that they put us through. Okay. Later on, we're going to have a mess around and we're going to learn how to speak without actually saying anything. And probably just sticking on thous and thouists and thous and see how far we can get with that. We're going to look into harmonics. Isn't it weird? Okay, the harmonics, the first 4 letters spell the word harm, like harmonics. Because, some harmonics can actually do us a lot of harm. We're going to look into harmonics a little bit later. I've got images of the day, stuff that interests me, which I think to myself, well, a couple of my friends that are on my age would be into that stuff, so I think I'll show it on my channel anyway. It's been an exciting week. It's been a good week on the Truthing Realm. I've had a good feeling about it all. Whatever's happening in the sky and with the elites, I can sort of sense in the background. My spidey senses are tingling. I do feel there's something big on the horizon. I'm sure we all do too. So the reset has already happened, guys. It started 2020. I wrote about this before it actually happened, beat them all to it, and then about a dozen books actually come out after it with the reset. Klaus Schwab, I'm going to state this openly to the public and the world right now, owes me a fuck ton of money. You will what? You will own nothing and be happy? Yes, you fucking will, because you'll be giving all your money to us. Well, that makes perfect sense to me anyway. I was there before, you motherfucker. Okay, go and put your tutu on and go and skip down the beach. That would be something that you would do. So, yeah, it's properly broken, isn't it? And it's properly bonkers, isn't it? Isn't it good we got a last bastion of sanity to go to in this realm? Yeah, agree. Yeah, it is. It is. That's me. The last bastion of sanity. Or us. Thank Crunchy. So it's the best day of the week, and I am rather excited to bring this to you because I know there's a lot in here. If you're a follower of Flat Earth British, which is going to rip your brain out, it's going to be like, oh, fuck yeah. Moments. We get them on Flat Earth British. You're going to have to take me as I come. I'm a bit rough and ready. I'm winter rough and ready, but I'm feeling cushy, which means cozy. I'm feeling contented. I'm feeling cool about things. So don't worry about anything. Take me as I come because I'm not doing any of that YouTube bullshit shittery. Because like with Firework Night now, I don't actually do what everyone else does when they're told. Because that's weird. It is. You've got to be yourself. Can't act in a YouTubey way. Yeah. I could act in a YouTubey way. I'd fucking smash it if I wanted to act in a YouTubey manner. But I'm not going to act like that because they're all weird, like I said. So, yeah, a ton of stuff. Isn't it funny how the Ozarks, I had a message from the Ozarks, it's Oz-Ark. I wonder if there's anything in that. Oz, as in the land of Oz, and Arks. So I'm going to keep my paperwork close by. Look, right, now, some philosophical quandaries and thinking. So, this is what you could say a liaison of conversation between myself, good anarchy, the Flat Earth British, good anarchy. Let's state that openly. Good anarchy, my friend. Between myself and Lee, who is Flat Earth British. And this is our consensus concerning the nature of reality. And I've always thought this, some of the experiences that I've had like recently, like getting kicked out of a pub, but knowing that I'd had the exact same circumstance happen before in exactly the same way, but I couldn't have possibly really. Yeah, I had a distinct memory of it all happening before, but so did my son, identically. So a shared memory of something that happened identical, and we didn't actually go through it in the past as far as we know, unless we were that off our faces that we can't remember it, which is doubtful. So something happened, and I put it down to, like I've always said, reincarnation. Have you animals? Have you pets? They were wonderful, aren't they? Have you noticed that they are aware, and you notice that they seem to have nailed this place because animals are born with instinct, and humans are born with sweet fuck all. Big difference. So obviously, reincarnation is reborn. We're reborn as animals. or we've been animals. And when an animal looks at you with mesmerization, when your cat looks at you mesmerized, it's because they can remember being human. I think reincarnation is real, guys. And I think that when you resonate with something and you get that little trickle through you and that little buzz that you get, that's you remembering. That's you remembering. You already know all the answers, but it's an unveiling of your own information that's already there. You've got to be spiritually and, I guess, physically and spiritually ready to accept that information, but you know it already. And every time you resonate, you're remembering. And you're remembering you've been through this shit before, guys, is what you're remembering. You're remembering the game, more importantly, and you know that they're powerless. And we got all the power. And that is the beauty of this game. Any demonic forces, anything that fucks with us, we let it in. If you let it in, through greed and want and need and this stuff that they tell you that you want, but you don't want, because I will show you an abundant community in video form on here, which are beautiful people who live a fantastic life, and they don't want for all bullshit that people in the West want. That is all just superficial wank. We don't want any of it. None of it fulfills us. Put it all to the try myself, guys. And none of it fulfills you, spiritually or in any manner. Because it's all bullshit. Because that's not who we are. They tell us we're crazy, warlike people. Are we? I don't actually know anyone, except my son, that would like a war. If it was a war, I'd like a warm blanket and to be cozy during this war, because I don't want to have to actually really properly suffer. Like, let me give you an example. Leningrad, the siege of, because that would suck. So I'm not going to wish that, but they are going to play something. They got away with murder, literally, and they're still getting away with murder. So, even if they did the fake alien invasion agenda, I think the normies would definitely swallow that one, wouldn't they? Yeah, they would definitely go for that. They would have to bomb a few cities and blame, the holographic projection for blowing shit up. But they're going to try something. I think it's something that we're not really tipped off on, something new, something probably going to blow all our minds, but they are definitely going to do something. Okay, guys, that is a surety. Have you noticed the sun's acting weird? It's hasn't been acting weird a long time. You notice the seasons, you notice everything's to shit. That should be a big marker of what is happening. The sun's doing one, guys. They know about it. They're just saying it's CC, climate change. Good to see you, Suso, my brother. Shrooms is the word of the day. Well, lucky for you, Kieran Phillips. Shrooms is the word, it's the feeling, and it's shrooms that you should be doing. This is a time of trouble. It's all bullshit and illusion anyway, so what difference does it make? Adam Cook is my brother. Flat fingers. Everyone's doing a flat finger. I follow him, Manny. Gio, good to see you. And Lipson Rose clone. So that's the obligatory Martin rant. I'm not quite done with it yet. So my bunny, I think my bunny rabbit is a human locked in a bunny's body, basically. I really do feel that. It's just super intelligent, knows everything's going on. When I'm acting stupid, my bunny rolls his eyes, looks at Lawrence as if to say, what's he like? And you're like, oh, I don't know. What? You're the bunny rabbit. Don't be so judgmental. But anyway, it's my bunny rabbit. So that's what we're going to look into in this post. So I'm going to get stuck in and get on with it. Okay, guys? It's a long way to go in this vlog. Make sure to share this out. 400. That's a good number to start with. Okay, then. Good to see you, Ed. Good to see you, Adam. Good to see you, Wesley. Good to see you, Miles. Good to see you, Bill. Miller Flip is in the house. Good to see you, my brother. And Gypsy and Will and other Billy and Corinne. So yeah, thanks to anybody who's joined my membership. I really do appreciate that. I was looking through there only the other day, just catching up who's in there, Kay and Zal. And I noticed Dutch Sensi's become a channel member. So I'm guessing you watched then, Judge Sensi. Thanks for that, bro. That's really cool. Jason, yeah, CC 33, exactly. Exactamundo. Okay. So today I will be always ex-heliocentric there. Good to see you, my brother. Long time no see. Today I will be Farticus Marticus. I will be your host. I'm going to take you on a crazy roller coaster ride of information. There will be a few giggles along the way. It won't be too rude, maybe. And the bangs are quieting down. So there's lovely India, Mr. Mentor, my brother, and Son of Overbrook was in the house, and Carmichael's in the house, and Festage. Thanks for all your comments and all that stuff, Festy, and the song you sent me. TW and Flat Earth British sub, who's being right back. Okay. Hurry up, Lee. Run back. Be quick. Pacey pace. Make haste. Don't be long. Okay, what are you doing? Okay, well, hurry up doing that then. Okay. Just making sure he's here. Anyway, let's get stuck in. So these towers are fantastic. Let me give you a rundown on these. It'll blow your mind. Okay. Now, think reset. Think that everybody in this realm, the powers that be, and probably most of the people, because the weather's been doing one for a long time. There's been some earthquakes, some terrible tornadoes, some terrible weather, hurricanes, earthquakes are popping off. People are getting under deep suspicion that there's a reset coming. Okay. One big wave that could drown the whole world. So where would you go? It's to the high Tibetan plateau or the Himalayas. This high Tibetan plateau would be better than the Himalayas because it can grow food beautifully and bring abundance to the people who live there. And there are these 20-story star-shaped towers all over these valleys with no clue as to what they're doing there. Okay, there are loads of ideas. Somebody threw one out in the comments earlier. Pavlov said that they might have been funeral pyres. Yes, they like to chop people up and put them on top of towers for eagles to eat them. So there's nothing left and they're going back into the ether. I get that that's the Buddhist way. No. And they weren't really granaries, maybe sort of like the Svalbard seed bank type things, like the last bastion of humanity. But these towers are definitely significant. Okay, because of their geometric shape. I'll just go into all of it now. Let me just show you some of this going on. So to get you geographically orientated, now I've got atlases from when I was in school, old atlases, which call this area of Mongolia and Tibet and part of Sichuan in China, the autonomous region, meaning it's too inaccessible. Nobody really goes there, but there are people here in these valleys. Okay, so there's the Tibetan Plateau, there's the capital Lhasa, and the area we're talking about is in these valleys here. Okay, and it is remote. It is remote, to say the least. So that's where we're looking at, and these towers are definitely something to do with Tartaria, and I'll show you for why. So it's this area here. And there's this ethnic corridor. Now, like I said, in the past, these people had no language as such, but they didn't really need it. So the Sichuan province, Western China, there are a number of fascinating and yet unreachable peoples who live in the eastern fringe of the Tibetan Plateau. At this interface between the great Chinese and Tibetan civilizations, those dozen or so smaller tribes have distinctive languages and subcultures that set apart and are unique. And linguists and anthropologists refer to this region as the Sichuan's ethnic corridor. So they're not like anyone else in the world. These towers are there, and they're right on the border of Tartaria and Tartary, China, on the old maps of, say, 1733, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And not only that, there's a massive wall ripping right through here. So it may have something to do with this massive wall that I found on old maps. So this lady went here in the 90s. All what I show and link, I will link up following the show. I don't put them in beforehand, but we'll do after. So nobody has been to this region until the 1990s. And this lady archaeologist decides to go and take a look at these towers. Okay, excuse me. So the stone towers basically spread around this province. It's autonomous, the autonomous regions. There are probably maybe 1,000 of these stone towers built with a combination of cut stone, brick, and timber, which they've had dated, dendrochronologists dated. And the timbers come up, some of them are around 900 and some of them around 800-year old. But they don't know who built them because so many people have passed through this region. They're sort of lovely, peaceful people, but they are subject to sort of being taken over, etc., by warring neighbors, apparently. Okay. So there are several forms, square, polygonal, and mostly star-shaped. The stars can have anything from 5, 6, 10, 12, or 13 points. And there are no existing documents to who's built them or their function. It's completely unknown. Okay. They have been used as defense posts in the past. Some people say that they're elite status symbols where people just build their towers for, to say, I'm very rich. Beacons, but I don't think that's the case. You would only need one beacon. Storage, no, not 1,000. I don't think, unless the place had 1 trillion people living in there. But nobody really knows. So it's open for interpretation. But the people who are supposed to have existed at this time, they had no tools and no writing as such. They built 20-story high buildings. The doors on many are 3 stories in the air. They have little slits, which some would akin to, let me just, bring up this. Some would akin to, let me bring that forward. Okay, here's the towers. And I know some people have said, they look like the towers you get in Bologna in Italy. And I'm like, yeah. And I've seen examples in the Caucasus as well. But the thing is there's not many earthquakes hit this region, okay, nowadays. They say that they are built earthquake-proof. They are solid. They belong to no one, but if you build your house adjacent to one, then the tower becomes yours. So many farmers use them as storage. And what you get with this place is they've all got these beautiful, villas or beautiful homes just nestling in the hillside. They are doing all right in this area. So I'll show you a bit of this footage in a minute. They took little beams out. They found out the age was about 800-year-olds. It looks like at the bottom of these star towers, they may have got some sort of flood damage because it's all belted out at the bottom, but not at the top. And it's like in a lot of cases, it's brick. It's brick. So yeah, the doors are sometimes 3 stories in the air. Some people get in there. There's different levels, and these, modern day archaeologists say, oh well, maybe they're just slits for arrowmen for defensive purposes, but no, because there's no essential staircase going up. So I was thinking balloons, some sort of balloon landing platform. Beacon, no, you would only need one. And look how far they go, right the way up into the hills. There's a massive one on the hill there, right the way off for hundreds of miles. Okay. So they're in the shape of a star. So if a wave came through, the star shape would dissipate a wave. This is, like essential beaver dam building technology they use. I've said this is what was going on with some of the star forts. They are Armageddon bug out places outside of being part of the circuit board city. These indeed could be part of the circuit board city thing. Look how out of place they are in this realm here. And when you see what the people are like, they're just really lovely. So they're not going underground because the floors in there are pretty solid. I did wonder whether they were going to underground places or whether they were carrying something on top, like, I don't know, maglev train. But that wouldn't explain why they've been earthquake-proof in a non-earthquake zone, because they very rarely have earthquakes there. But yet, the necessity for these extremely complicated star towers. So what did make them to resist earthquake? So that's bad translation of English, but I get it. Why did they do that? And why the effort? And why are the doors so high in the air? So they're not for human inhabitation per se, are they, guys? Because you need light to survive, wouldn't you? Kind of thinking there was something on top. I don't think it's burning dead bodies or status symbols or beacons or storage. I really do feel like there's something future-y, technologically wise going on with these, because they're completely different to anything that I've looked at before. The scale is ridiculous. So there's the doors, 3 stories in the air. So you wouldn't be able to get to them if you were human size. And I get that the Chinese are a little bit on the small side, but the people who live here, they don't look Chinese. They don't even look Mongolian. They're beautiful. They're beautiful people, and they resonate really nicely as well. They give you a little smile. It's like, oh, that was lovely. So yeah, beautiful valleys, beautiful green, and very, very abundant region of the Tibetan Plateau. As you can see, it escalates into the Himalayas, where none of this tree line would exist. But these beautiful chalets that they got, they're doing really all right. And as I said, if you build your house adjacent to one, you can just walk there into there, and they use these for storage in a modern day. And you can climb up in them. There's some footage in this video that I got hold of and watched and really enjoyed, actually. So as I said, they didn't go there till the 1990s. Let me just read that. This lady went there. She didn't find out too much. They didn't come to any conclusion. Here she is there. Some sort of archaeologist, excuse me. The locals, when they were asked what they think of these towers, they shrugged their shoulders. And as I said, I think it was these 2 ladies that said there was a great civilization here, and there was a great queen that lived here. And this is the area of the fabled Shangri-La. I'm saying the Shangri-La is still happening and is very real, because these people are outside of all of this Western bullshit. Look how high that door is. Whatever could be going on. So yeah, anybody's got any ideas, because it's open for interpretation. Academia has no idea. There's some burnt inside here, but they think that's from if these things been standing 700 years. Okay. So yeah, they use rudimentary tools for plowing the fields. They've got, the weird thing is there are terrible flash floods here. Okay, terrible flash floods in this place. And they all took to these hills because of the flash floods. So like mud floods. So I'm wondering how deep they actually do go. So there you are. They farm for themselves using a pair of bulls, bison. And some guy who lives near a tower, he's climbed up to have a look inside one. He's took some timbers for the scientists to send back for dating. That's where they come up with their maximum of around 900 years ago. They don't know who was living in this region, and they have little idea of anything about what exactly is going on. Notice the swastikas? Yeah, we used with these people way before the Nazis got hold of it. So yeah, this is their typical house. They use the towers as well, not as dwellings, because as I said, they're dark. And so how do they start their day? She makes bread. She takes it to the village, where everyone has a little dance around and is super grateful for their little lives. And they're all proper happy. They're not like, I want more, because they're all going to like have a good old feast later. Yeah. Look at them. They're really healthy and really lovely. Do you see any poverty going on? Do you see any begging going on? Do you see any drug addiction going on? You don't see any of that. Do you know why? Because they're nothing to do with this stinking part of the fucking world. So God help them if we actually do go there, because that is the great danger of these people. It's the outside world coming and messing with them. Luckily, there's no roads to go. There's a couple of wooden bridges, but they are really lovely. They know nothing of these towers, but they live amongst them. And I think that these people live in Shangri-La. I think that their place is fantastic. I think that their lifestyle and their existence is fantastic. They don't want for anything. They're really lovely people. I'm guessing some people in the West would think, oh, I don't want to live like that. That would be terrible. Well, terrible living and wanting for nothing and not having the man up your ass all day long. I don't think that's fucking terrible. What's fascinating about the layout of these is they use virtually no mortar. So some of these polygonals, massive, and some of them are plate-like, but there's literally no mortar. They fit that perfectly. That's master masonry all the way up without any compo, fitting perfectly, perfectly geometric. They say the mathematics behind them is absolutely brilliant. Can't imagine how people managed this in the past. So they live really well. They have got a telly. And there's 1 or 2 satellite villages in one, satellite dishes in 1 or 2 villages. They're getting a little bit of reception. And that's what it looks like inside. Reminiscent to, like, I was thinking the money pit, but they're going up with these different levels. But wouldn't hold storage, wouldn't hold grain. So here's the monkeys, the monks, the Buddhist monks. And they put prayer wheels around them. They turn them into religious sort of significance because they're high up. 20 stories, guys. 20 stories out in the middle of nowhere is just nuts. They're skyscrapers. They're massive, okay? And the star footage. And they're earthquake proof. So what we see at the end here, they allowed people to witness, and this was their end, basically, what they, what decision they made about what they were finding was they were used as funerary pyres. 1,000 of them made in star forge shape, perfect geometry, so the Buddhists could put a body on there to be eaten by crows. And that's what's happening here. Is this guy here is about to chop up a human body, which they actually show you a little bit of, with hammers and saws, and the limbs then are all spread around on this plateau. And then the eagles, he's crushing its skull there, he's turning it into a fine powder, and then that too will be utilized. So none of the human is not back in the ether, because that's what they're saying, it goes back into the ether. So yeah, he's got rid of the human dead. The eagles sat there waiting, and then they chowed down to the dead. So they were suggesting that that's what the towers were doing there, is they were for the dead. But this is a Buddhist text which talks about the burial rite of basically being fed to the eagles, etc. in an ancient Buddhist text. Nowhere does it mention towers. So that's sort of, according to this monk here, who knows this text, no towers in here, no towers. So they're just saying that shit, he says. So it's open to interpretation. We don't know what they are. I find it fascinating that they're stars like Starfort. I find it fascinating that in one of the remotest places on Earth, most inaccessible, the people are flourishing there and doing really well. Okay. And look at them. How out of place are they, guys? So just nuts. So this is Shangri-La. These places, there are other places like it in this realm. The Secret Towers of the Himalayas, that one's called. I'll link that up. So this is a fantastic map. So I dug this up in my collections. It's from between, well, this is not, I don't think he's the map maker, 1697, 1782, somewhere between that. But it's at this same province, okay, of Tartaria. It's a map, it says there, of Tartaria. The Gulf of Lo Tong is below. And what you find, okay, this is the Chinese side, and this is the Tartarian side, because I know this, because there's a long, what looks like thousands of miles long wicker fence, which I've shown before, a barrier, which goes for 1,000 miles, which says that it separates the province of Guangdong and Laotong and Tartaria. So Tartaria is over here, and at this time, I'm guessing it's not Chinese Tartaria at this time, but it was in 1733, because I will show you that in a minute. So this fence, this barrier of wicker, carries on going. It seems to be longer than the Great Wall of China, because it's covering this entire region. And then you get down to the bottom here, and what is that? So what we got is, well, essentially from, I'm guessing over here would be North Korea. This is the sea, and it goes from the coast, and we got a giant wall. And I know some of you are saying, Martin, that's the Great Wall of China. No, it's not. It's a world away from the Great Wall of China. This is in the southeast of Tibet on the border of Sichuan. Your Great Wall of China is North China by Beijing. Check it out for yourself. Goes on for 1,000 miles or something, but don't come nowhere near this region. But what we have here is a ginormous wall, which seems to be bigger than the Great Wall of China, but it is not the Great Wall of China because it's in the south. And you do get to see some of these like sort of huge cities in this Tartarian place as well. I'll just show you some examples. So crazy that. I don't know. This dot line there. She's Min. This thing here. I'm not actually sure if that's a boundary from there to there, or maybe even a tunnel, because it goes there, under the wall or over the wall, and it carries on going through that tunnel, and maybe a path. But what? It's thousands of miles. 1,000 miles. China is immense. That's what I'm learning. I'm learning China is unbelievably big from what I'm, studying on these maps. And it's like, which province am I in now? Okay. So yeah, this picket fence is going on for, and it's apparently keeping what? The Tartarians out of China. And it's the same valleys, these ones here, this area here, as in towers. There has to be a correlation, guys. It has to be connected. I think it's connected to the reset of Tartaria, is what I think. This map will be linked up as soon as I finish this vlog, guys, okay? Below in the descriptions box. There's Lee, flatearthbritish. You may recognize him. This is last a few years ago, maybe 3 years ago. Look how different I look. The beaver makeup dams. When I talk about the possibility of beaver dam technology being utilized in pyramids, in all pyramids being, bunkers for surviving a flood. I talked about Amsterdam Starfoot, New Amsterdam Starfoot being the head of a beaver. You can see New Amsterdam's Starfoot there. And, the whole thing was a Starfoot. And, it's got a little mouth. It's got the eye, the Starfoot eye, New Amsterdam Starfoot eye, where the eye is on a beaver. So they sort of tell you, and this street you hear, this one I'm pointing at there, going up to, that is that is Broadway in the old days, 1600s. That road there is actually called Beaver Street. It's Beaver Street. It goes up to the site of this park here, right by there is 9/11, which was right next to a Starfoot, guys. Wondering if there was anything to do with it. I really am. So yeah, I talk about beaver dam technology, and beavers are just the engineers of today copy the beavers for their dam building technologies. And I really do feel that stepping thing, the zigzag, like you see here, it breaks, and inside doesn't flood. And that could have been what was going on with the pyramids, these towers, and the pyramids, is flood prevention from Armageddon. When a wave comes and drowns the whole world. Or rain that drowns the whole world. Because it happened before, Noah's flood. And that would compress the ether and agitate the ether, which would cause terrible thunderstorms, which you might know as plasma reset. So if you Google pyramids underwater, this looks 70,000 hits. Well, there was the last time I looked. So there are a ton of pyramids still under the water, off of Japan, off of India and the Cayman Sea. There are a ton of pyramids still buried. There could be still people in these. These could be bunkers, and they could have been down there creating their own oxygen which is what I suggest in this, that they were creating oxygen and they were bunkering out under the main pyramid of Giza, because there is some evidence that, there was salt in the Queen's chamber, etc. And they could have produced water for 90 days to survive Noah's flood age. There are some graphics which will show you this, and some things in antiquity will show you the pyramid was actually, contrary to its name, pyre, something to do with fire. It's still, an ark is a large box rather than a boat. So, they just chuck that out later on in the Bible. You don't even get Christianity in the Bible. Yeah, there's Christians. I'll give you the schematics for an ark, which is probably why I'm thinking boaty thoughts. Maybe it's just something in my subconscious that's niggling at me, because I definitely feel like I should be doing that. And underground civilizations, Dendradera and other places, I probably just pronounced that completely wrong, but there are underground places where they could have bunkered out. And these towers, I'm thinking, in a case of a cataclysm, would be perfect for escaping Armageddon. So I'll link that up. If you haven't watched it, this is on the Tartarian channel. This is another one of Flat Earth British's channel. 1,000+ videos on there, guys. This was over 3 years ago and part of the Greatest Secret Never Told series. Okay? Okay. So we're moving on to a slightly new subject, but not really. It's about other indigenous peoples. And I had this link sent to me off Lee, and I find it fascinating to think there's people living in this realm which have absolutely nothing to do with the outside world, or not even land. And the Bayou people are sea nomads of the Far East. And they live in the Philippines, Indonesia, and Malaysia. And they live on the sea, okay? The Bayou people, often called sea nomads, have become one of the living waters off of natural resources for generations. They do not need any of this bullshit. They survive completely well, and they spend 5 hours a day underwater. I'm not sure what he's got there. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? And they live on these things, sure, with stilts, and they don't have to go off down to the Tesco's. They just stick their hand in the water and they pull out a fish. No citizenship, so they're not, paying like council tax or fuck all. They haven't got to worry about any governments or anyone bullying them or any armies or any wars or anything. They're just doing their thing, left the fuck alone to do their shit, which is brilliant. So apart from, these places which are really remote in the Tibetan plateau, you got people living in the water which have nothing to do with this realm, and they're not even in a country. It's fantastic. So this is Tartary, 1733 in the... Oh, excuse me. I've clicked the wrong bloody one. This is actually not the one. It's actually Stafford, Malta. I clicked the wrong one. But I can link it up later just to show you the Tartary was very much China in 1733. Now, I'm just going to come back for a quick second. Oh, shit. My leg just got stuck under the table. So I see the fireworks and stuff. Like, fuck for that. Excuse my language, but no, I'm not. Don't mean that. I'm swearing. Fuck it. Sorry. I'm doing that. So we got 588 of you. Unexplained is why the dolphins cooperate with humans. I've had a lot of interaction with porpoises and dolphins when I was in the merchant navy. I had one dolphin laughing hysterical at me, saying basically what he said to me was, "What the fuck are you doing out here? You could easily die. You're stupid. You're human." I was like, "Yeah, I know. I'm a fish out of water. What am I doing here?" He looked at me, went, I was like, "Yeah, I know. I'm proper dozy. I could easily die, couldn't I?" Because it was in a storm, basically. Yeah. So we're going to carry on. We're going to look at clues for pearls next. We've talked about pearls, haven't we, in our last post, last Flatterday. Pearls a singer. Do. Do you like Elkie Brooks? That's just me then. So, says Ginger. Right, give a few of you shouts. Harry. Fuck. No chucky. Okay, so later on we got images of the day, which are fantastic. We're going to have a little giggle along the way. I'm going to share a few concepts with you concerning some historical narratives, which I don't think are actually real. And we'll look at that a bit later, okay? Squad of snipers in the house. Cheech, Matt. Cheech. You just made the most Nazis I've ever seen anyone eat in my life. Double bubble. That's false hitchhiking. Or false advertising. So yeah, British History Channel's Ross, please join family for the show. You're sending people over to another show. Thanks. I'm Clone, Pamela Stuper, good to see you. Principal, Wade, Andrew Deere, and Squirrel Sniper, and Gypsy. And it's a rerun. Yippee. Angus, Matthew, Ginger, Jen, Plain Truth, Jason, and Andrea. That's it. A different Andrea. Wait. Okay. Boomshanker, may the seed of your loins be forever fruitful in the belly of your woman, and vice versa, females fertilized. I don't know. that come from? Martin, good to see you, Matt. I'll pop up Bud Gitter Wee Bleether. Is that Scottish? Don't know. Watery Goku. Good to see you, my friend. And Ginge again. And Coon Schnoogle. And I'd love to say that Schnoogle bit. Just feels nice in the face. Schnoogle. Say it. See what I mean? Feels nice, doesn't it? Schnoogle. Ooh, I could Schnoogle. So, on with the show. Did you share this out? Please do. It makes all the difference. Because Lee's been sending me emails this week saying, Martin, 4 months of your blogs have gone missing. It's not that. It's YouTube have just sort of revamped it and they make your videos disappear. They've got all like icons at the top now. So it's videos, it's shorts, it's live. So if you actually look at my channel, the last video that I actually done was Wells, Bells and Shells. And the last 4 months do not actually show up. And the views are actually suffering because of that. So YouTube, fix it, sort it out, you stupid fucks. Are you sacked? Like literally, we'll all go somewhere else. Okay, there's not many of us left on you. We'll all go and run away to one of your other formats, like Rockfin or whatever. I wouldn't do that. Anyway, on with the show. We're going to look at, strings of pearls. Okay, when there's something going on with them, I'll show you some elites later. I showed you the Queenikins in my last post, didn't I? Check this out, guys, okay? Somebody sent me this and said, this is a... Oh, excuse me, I'll link them to you later, the maps and stuff. You can check them out for yourself. Excuse me very much. Is this purple, Phoenician purple, and the pearls? So, if you was an elite... Okay, and you was into like elite stuff, which is basically witchcraft, orgying, and abusing, and slaving, and murder, and all that shit, clickety clackers, then that's what it's about. That's why they're having the pills. So there's like Luciferian brotherhoods, and they have to do this initiation every single year, which is called the ritual of blasphemy, which I don't want to go into or read because I don't want stuff like that in my poor fragile little Brian. But when they do this weird shit, which a lot of people die, by the way, and I'll show you where they end up. They're not actually hiding it. They're in the catacombs and they recycle them as batteries. But when they're doing all of this weird devil stuff, okay, for the women, their place in order is signified by wearing pearls and the color purple. So in Hollywood or on the stupid pictures you see of all of them lot, okay, if they're wearing pearls or the color purple, they are in this order where I only overread it and I had to pack it in, guys. Honest, I can't. It's not for me. But one thing overreading the ritual of blasphemy, which they got going on, was I guess in like there was a little bit of overtones of the Hampstead case in it. It was like, that sounds like that. It is fucking gnarly. I can't read it, but it includes all of these, like, Nathan Rothschild, Elon Musk, and all these people, which we already know, but even the people, the mainstreamy people, know what these fuckers are doing, and they just put up with it. They're just like, oh, well, that's okay. Yeah, that's not okay. It's not okay at all in any regards, is it? So all the usual witchy stuff is to do with making people run off naked into the woods and children getting raped, basically. And they get all of this devil stuff going on. I don't want to read about it. This guy here who was in Lost Boys and Stand By Me, I seen him basically telling about all this weird stuff that's really going on. To the guy that was Dirty Sanchez, not Dirty Sanchez, the American version, but he does this like chat show anyway. And look who's involved in it all. Excuse me, Sacha Baron Cohen. This is why you can sit opposite Buzz Aldrin and stay stupid shit as Ali G, because he was definitely one of them. I knew that all along. We got Julian Assange, no fucking shit, the people's hero. Thank God for him. Justin Trudeau, no fucking shit. Okay, Raphael de Rothschild, no shit. Dustin Yellin, I don't know who that is. Ewan McGregor, yeah, well, no fucking shit. Yeah, and all of these people, Meghan Markle, possibly, but you can't. They're just saying that they go to these places, and it's just abuse of children and stuff, and then they murder them, and then they go and visit them and see what they've done. So they don't go far. You know, you get a massive catacomb city under the Basilica in Rome, which I've had to look at in my life. And apparently there's like St. Peter's down there. There's little streets and they're all little houses, but it's actually the city of the dead, and it's under the Basilica in Rome. But this is under the Star Fort that is the Vatican. Why do they need a bastion? Why do they need a Star Fort? They're men of God. So they're checking out some of their victims, as you do. As you do. It's completely normal to put all of these, you know, there's a beautiful Botticelli or whoever that is there, but it will be a priceless artwork. I can guarantee that. It's the Vatican. And they lay all their victims out in a beautiful decoration underneath the Vatican. They're not even hiding it. Yeah. It's a wonder he don't have his cross on upside down. Yeah. And what about the blood red? The blood red and the black. This is like a Dracula movie. Sorry, there's a billion people in this cult. Why isn't it you're not seeing this is proper evil, guys? Why? Look at this Roman brickwork, the flat Roman brick. Solid. And then they do this. So I don't know why they need to Trump. Yeah, I do know why. We've all seen Silence of the Lambs, haven't we? Yeah. Serial killers collect trophies. The Vatican are the biggest serial killers in human history, probably. Well, there's been a lot of them. Think of Stalin and Mao. But there's been a lot of them. But these ones smash it because they got all of the law. They run all of the establishments and they say what goes on to the royals and stuff as well. Probably all the bankers because they're all in a big club and you ain't in it. And if you're like kill the poor mode, which they are, that's where you end up. You've got to think about all of those people that go missing from the streets, guys, and they're never seen again. How many people go missing? Who've got like no track, really, no records of them. They just disappear. Do you know many? It was hundreds of thousands in 1900. I'd even stagger to think. Maybe that's why they want all the migrants pouring in Britain. So they breed new fucking victims for them. Probably. And I tell you something else as well. Cannibalism is definitely a thing with these guys. It has been a bit, you know, I remember I mentioned earlier that they really do like to tell us how terrible and deplorable we are. Okay. No, it's not us. And I really do feel cannibalism is going on, but I do not feel that is us. It is them. And they think that when Armageddon comes, I think that they chow down on us. Why do I think that? Because of the evidence of the past and what I'm going to show you in the next bit, article. They are cannibalistic. Okay. They do not eat the human brain because, as my son actually explained to me, that the brain is full of prions that actually give you that cannibal disease where you have a bleeding nose, loose hair, and get mentally ill, etc. from cannibalism. So they don't eat the human brain, but the rest, oh, they do. And the marrow is definitely prized. And then you can press them all together under pressure and release a piezoelectric force and have a little portable battery bank while you're going as well. Okay. Bones of St. Peter found under altar, Vatican believes. Hang on a minute. I thought St. Peter was supposed to be buried under the basilica in a little house because it was advertised that way when I was in Rome the last time I was there. They were saying, this is where St. Peter, the rock, was like living, and that's where he was born, is what they told me. I remember reading it, guys. I remember that happening. So this contradicts this. So it's this New York's paper. Yeah, I've literally gone into churches, sneaked up, like literally, to lift up the altar and find out what's going on under there. Because there is this thing out there that they like to put skulls of their victims under altars. Because it is a sacrificial altar after all. And that would be the type of thing they would do, is to put like their victims, the clickety-clacks, underneath. Thousands of bones discovered and the Vatican crypt in search of missing teenager. So the police have been searching for dead kids, and they found literally thousands of bones of the Vatican's victims, guys. It doesn't take a fucking genius to work out this shit's going on, and this is real. And this I don't even doubt for a fucking second, guys. I do not doubt this for a second. The evidence is there. This is fucking weird behavior, guys. In all sanity, does any one of us want to build a big fuck off tower of dead people's bones and skulls? No, we don't, do we, guys? Because that's weird behavior. It's really weird to do something like that. That is child. That is an infant's skull. How do I know? Because of the shape. It's unformed. They are attaching children to the roof. You can imagine the energy in you. You can guarantee these people have not died in a good way. Okay? At all. And also if they're victims of the Inquisition, some of them. Which is probably recent. They also bring some of the bones up for venerated saintages still there, skeletons. They just slap a skeleton up and say, you are your Saint Bernadette or Saint whoever. And they, these people in this weird cult. And they're all weird as well. They all got this like weird sexual thing going on, haven't they, guys? They're not normal with it all. They're all like, we don't actually have it, but we get up to some weird fucking shit when nobody's looking. It's like they're not normal. Do you get what I mean? Something going on with the whole fucking thing. I just sense it. I don't know. And look, what the fuck is going on with that? Is this normal behavior? Third, 1 billion people are in this cult. And they're in a globe cult. And all of them are in some sort of weird cult. And something else I've realized as well is you cannot debate a hypnotized person because they will never be able to see beyond the hypnotism. So is it really any point? There is the narrative out there for cannibalism, and we showed it on lead atlases. And the Quetzalcoatl death cult I've showed, let me just get a translation on that, many times, 80,000 killed in these pyramids, and also had a war with giants, according to this Vatican founding the Vatican Codex, is this god giant. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name in Spanish, but apparently, according to this narrative, there was a race of giants that existed in this area of Quetzalcoatl of Mexico, and the Aztecs. So this is all 1600s, only like 400 years ago. Exterminated a race of giants. I'm finding this all over the realm. There seems to be a race of giants, 300, 400 years ago, still about. And they're like literally, let me translate that again, excuse me. And they're literally executing them. So the Chronicles of Evangelists in New Spain historians tell us that in ancient times, there were giants in what is now known as Mexico. They called them Quinametenzen, a term used in Mesoamerican mythology for the people of great height. So, in this site here, these rivers and canals where they say had traces of mercury in them. So this is a circuit board city, and the mercury is definitely a part of it. So bones of a human foot were found where each toe measured almost a palm of a hand. So giant toes. Shame we haven't got any photographs of them. Then Olmec heads as well. So they're like sort of West Africa, and you find them in Mesoamerica, worlds away. But they're giant heads, aren't they, as well? So maybe they're actually life-size, the Olmec heads. That's how big they actually were. I don't know. Wrote about semi-giants at the time here in 1528. So, chroniclers are talking about a race of giants living in this part. But there was a catastrophe, as we know. Supposedly, a great flood. Okay? And took out this entire civilization. No shit. Sherlock. Okay? And it goes on to say that they took out the rest of the giants. That's a nice little Renaissance image there. The Olmecs encountered naked and disheveled giants who hunted birds and land animals and ate fruits and herbs. Well, that doesn't sound too bad. They have to live It's not like they're going around killing and eating everyone. Anyway, they set a trap to kill them all, apparently, according to this. And then they wiped out all the giants, which makes perfect sense, actually. Where are the giants gone? Well, if they couldn't get back to wherever they came from, then they got executed, according to this, and hunted. Also Goliath as well, and David it talks about. So I really do feel that the cannibalistic, rites that they were doing with these pyramids, endless amounts of people, 80,000 in one calling, and then they were eating them. They were eating the people, and they executed and ripped out the intestines and got a black eye as well. This is not on. This is not on, even if it's 400 years ago, guys. So yeah. So the Aquinametezen, the race of giants that inhabited Mexico in the times of the Aztecs, not too long ago. So I'll link that up if you're interested in the descriptions box below. So, evidence for mud flood. This is really good. Gulliver, Stephen Rossi. Yeah, I've seen that. Gulliver's Travels, Lilliput. In fact, yes, I was thinking that. So, make sure to thumbs this up as well if you are in chat as well, because that helps with the analytics. And share this out if you would, please. I haven't got a clue how many are watching, but I'm very grateful. So, mud flood to Tbilisi. Okay, these are really fantastic photographs, guys, and they are of 1887, and they show a muddied world. Now, I've looked in this similar area, but not Georgia before, and it's quite mind-blowing. I've looked along, the route of the Siberian Railway, but this is a dam site further south. This is down in Georgia, and this is like the birthplace of where Stalin comes from. And it was meant to be like sort of a backwater compared to Russia, not as advanced. What? Is that what you think? Look at these highly advanced, beautiful stonemasonry edifices. The windows are literally still got the mud going up to them, and everything outside is still mud, and there's no infrastructure, and everyone's on horse and cart. Look at the stones and the rubble. Yet, they just want you to believe that they dragged all of that stuff to build these. I'm not buying it. And this looks Greco-Romano anyway. So, but and I'm finding this, right, just pay attention, right, to how high that is, right, and it's just all a mud bank. I'm finding that even for the city I live in, I've seen, another city that reminds me of the same is Belfast, and what it looks like is there's hills all around it, and it looks like the city has just been dug out, and the hills have just been left there. Look at this. If you look at it in the modern day photographs on Google and look at Tbilisi, all of this is covered in trees and grass, and you can't see what's underneath it. Mud. Okay? Mud. And they built all of this on top of mud. There's tunnels going in there. No, it's been dug out. It's absolutely amazing. You can see it a bit further down, just covering the buildings. It's fascinating. Look at that. So why would you build that so-called church halfway up a mountain? You'd have to go boop, 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 boop to get to it. Protection for the reasons that I just mentioned previously. Armageddon. This thing goes lower, much lower. And, again, poses the question, how did they get the shit up there to build it? Paint it white, such high quality, up on the side of a mountain. Doesn't make no sense. Not to me. What are we looking at? So 1878, the trees are relatively new. Everything's covered in mud. They have no infrastructure. And they have what looks like a Greco-Romano temple. Okay. How's that getting there? How's the stuff getting there on these little horse and cats, is it? Okay. Maybe you should start with an infrastructure like they do in the modern day, like sewers and the roads and lights and things that you have. Oh my God, guys. That's mud. Yes, that is mud. Not rock, it's mud. And look at this massive church on top of the mudness, guys. They've just dug it all out. They've just dug all of this out and brought this city back. Look, you can see under here, right? This is sort of mosque building. Although it's Georgia, you do get the, the sort of Moorish Byzantine, I guess, feel. But definitely Moorish. And under here, you can see arch and what looks like arches under here and windows, and there's brickwork there. And if you can just make out there the arch of an arch under the road. So there's showing you here, this is like 19 something or other, maybe the number of the photograph. But yeah, so there's stuff under there as well. And the Phoenician statues. Question. Why the big juicy fucking chains? Why? What are they going to ram raid it? Nick the statue, crash their horse into it? These are really big chunky trains, and these are really big chunky steel things. I've seen the same in the Czech Republic, and I was just like, what is going on with that? You know, it's not really needed around that statue, not really. It's some sort of technology, guys. And these are chunky trains. Imagine bringing them there on a horse and carriage, and you know where they found it in this place. It's just, they got gas lights, what they look of, and they got no electric tram. Looks like 2-horse-drawn tram, which is pretty piss poor. That's having some work done on it, but the building looks old, so it's there already. So I wonder what's going on with them chains. That's a nice little photograph. Pretty mint for its age. Everyone's playing happy. And not much to see there. Okay. I'm not sure what that is inside there, but it looks like it might be a generator or something. I'm not even sure. It can't be very 1878. They seem to be guarding something, and it's definitely got steel gates to protect it, although it is. Can't make out what it is there. Some sort of technology in there. Don't know what it is. The decoration here as well. Looks like the shell thing, or maybe the peacock. And there it is. Dug out the mud. For Georgia, definitely a Moorish field, even though it's part of Russia. But it is quite far south. 4 blokes on the roof there. And yeah, in these photos, like the usual scenario, guys, you do not get to see a lot of people, birds, or nature as such. Just really is scant of population. It's 2 boys here. We're doing a bit of fishing. Look at this. Go straight that line is there. Doom, 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 doom. You know, that mound there looks completely artificial. It looks like it's a pyramid to me. But yeah, you know, so is this what you'd have in the middle of the city? Is big piles of shit and stone and everything there is in scaffold, but this building looks ancient. So really, same scenario, same sort of, you know, MO of what looks like a skeleton crew, virtually no population. Look at all this mud to the rock. There's forts there on top of the hill. Don't know where you can see them. And a little aqueduct there, and water that just keeps on pouring out of there. Probably from whatever that building was. Maybe this whole thing was melted, see? And that was part of it. So a dry riverbed. Looks to be able to handle a lot of water, looking at how high these walls are. And similar to one of those towers, but not star shape. And there's windows in there. Looks like it's a dwelling. I've seen these towers, pretty star-shaped ones, though, in the Caucasus as well. So that's not a world away from there. So Rocker64 is advertising, I'm 100% pure blood. Feeling jolly happy about not getting jabbed, aren't you, my mate? This is a steel bridge, 1878. That's quite early. Not too many people, dozen or so, a couple of kids. But look at this thing to hold the bridge. Doors to nowhere. Windows all broke again. No one's in there. See what I mean? Everything's sort of either being refurbished or is smashed to smithereens. Interesting place, though, isn't it? And there's another thought up on the hill. Look, I bet that thing was amazing in its day, but melted. Well, looks like melted and blitzed. And look at that, all that mud there. So yeah, that mud could have just come across here, man. It could have just dug the whole thing out, like I've seen before. But interesting architecture. These remind me of New Orleans. These balustrades. They are made of wood, though. Large column supports, though. Really big windows. So, again, massive architecture. They have lovely carpets, don't they? So, yeah, there's a tower there and a bridge there. That's that same one. Wow. Definitely melted something there, isn't it? Wow, that's nuts. And that's the top of the hill, yeah? It's got some Coptic church going on. Looks a little bit muddy, but again, it looks disproportionate. It looks like the top of something. What's that white tower there? 1878. That's interesting. All this is Tartary as well. Forts. New trees. So we've got some people down by the river now. That's where the action's going on. But they don't live very well. I noticed, the civilians are living in these things, which are not bad. Made of wood. They get a bit shittier. There's a bit of a shittier area. That is interesting. Look at that. Let's follow this wall a minute. So it's brick, stone, brick, stone. And you get to here, and there's some sort of chimney. Looks like it's terracotta, brick, something like that. Similar to the red fort at that Indian city, I can't remember. But yeah, I don't know what to make of that. That's incredible. It's half buried as well. So I'm guessing the circle goes all the way into there. Wow. And lots of dwellings here. Don't look too populated and all this mud and rock. Wow, that's really interesting, I must say. From a historical aspect, that's really interesting. Oh, it's washing day. Everyone puts their washing out, which is fair dues. Communal washing day. That's all right. As long as you don't do communal pooing. So, that looks like the top of a dome there. There's something going on underground. And their little domes and doors. It's like dormers. Could be. And there's one there and one there. And is this ground level? I have to say. Oh, that's interesting. Underground dome buildings. So let's have a little investigation, eh? That's interesting. Is that the same building or across the road? No, it's across the road, I think. Because I just say it's two distinctive styles. Oh, they're interesting up on the hill. Quite large for the era. But we're finding the 1870s, everything was well up and running. So a lot of mud by the river, as you'd expect. Some sort of tower there, old world. Oh, Tbilisi, never looked at it before. Oh, that's a load of mess. Just mud, rock, stone, mud. It literally looks like Armageddon. Look at that, all buried. Jeez, gnarly. Again, with the mud. So you've got all this area, don't look up too much, really. You've got a large stone buildings there, but some Coptic type of style churches. City looks quite big, but I'm guessing you get mud on the river, but these river banks here are just massive high guys. Absolutely massive mud. Cliffs. So what we've got here, God, look at this one. So the mud came in down here and it went down that way because these are half buried here. And there, and there, and there. Well, they got window tax in Tbilisi as well because these are blocked off. Why are they blocked off? So sort of a road laid and sort of a sidewalk that has got like curbs, but no sidewalk, just stone. But you got something like that with a Phoenician, what looks like a Phoenician shell or some sort of Phoenician statue there. And I'm guessing that is for rainwater. It is. Interesting little style to it, though. Not seen too much on the Antiquitech yet until I bring up this one. Lovely. Lovely. So what else we... What's this, Das? What's this? So it is a ladder and a scaffolding for this central pole, which is not a flagpole. So we'll just follow that. The pole goes up, There's some sort of ball there. It goes up again, and there's another ball there. It goes up again, and there's another ball type disc there, and then up. So we can establish that is definitely not a flagpole. There's scaffolding around it, a ladder up to it, and I don't know what that is. Couldn't put a flag up because they block, the halyards will block on them discs. So whatever it is, it's technology, guys, because it's not flagpole. And I can't think what else it could possibly be. Wow, that's super interesting. Not seen anything like that before. Ka-ching. So anything in the no, it's belfry. A nice little belfry there. And nice big government-y buildings. Again, no infrastructure, just muck. No proper paths leading up to these buildings. Look at that. Look at that. It's very reminiscent of the Grand Canyon, but these buildings just teetering on the side there. What? And this is just mud and rock. Wow, check that out for an image, guys. Shit. Oh my God, what's happened here? Okay, this looks like the Bank of Spain in Madrid. Literally same corner thing. Massive door, which has been blocked off completely. Stairs going up to what? Nothing. It's properly mud flooded. Windows there, all half buried. Again, up with the upper balustrade for, in case there's floods, you can get out and use the upper floor. Upper balustrade for the same reason. These shutters, yeah. Is that shuttered? No. And again, you've got the tram, but it's horses apparently. A few military there. A few people moseying around, but just mud. Wow, that's really interesting. Oh, there's them dome buildings again. So the roof of something that looks more ancient and is below ground level. Super interesting. Look at that for a gnarly picture. But didn't look too bad living there. I gotta be honest. Look at this again. So they're underground because it's behind that wall, whatever the top of that dome is. And everything else is mud. Mud? They've just put this shack on mud. People are living 1, 2 stories, 3 stories, 4 stories on top of mud, teetered up just by that. Jesus, that's a bit unsafe, isn't it? End up in the mud. So let's have a look at this thoroughfare. It is really, you must be up on the mountain or the hill there to get this shot because it's proper bird's eye view, which a lot of maps are. So it's quite a sizable city, quite sizable buildings. None of these big massive things like you see in St. Petersburg or Kiev, but a lot of Coptic churches, 1, 2, 3 there. And what looks like a ton of mud. It really does look like the whole place got buried recently and just stopped there. That there was buried and they just dug all of this out. Left a lot of it there by the look of it. Unusual looking place. Phew. I get the river could have dug that out, but what? How come the river didn't dig it out like, all right, I get it. I get the way a river works, but that high could deposit all of that over how long? Oh, I don't know. It's fucking made up, guys. Don't worry about it. So yeah, they're doing some work here on a dome. So possibly, are they really building this building from the off? Okay, how are they getting the stuff to it? Horse and cart up this hill, up that hill in the mud, delivering a dome for whatever that municipal building is. In the mud, because everything's muddied and messed up outside. It's all still here. Weird, isn't it? Right, that's weird. Look at that building there. That's definitely, Russian government building or Georgian. And horse-drawn tram, 1878, which is about right anyway. It's not supposed to come around till 1870s anyway. Check that out. So you got them. Any wires Can't see any wires. No wires. No wires. Not that are visible on this photograph because you'll be able to see them on the white by there. There's no wires on them. Telegraph? I don't know. And this thing here, bloody hell. That is a sturdy old building for what's like supposed to be a backwater capital at the time. You know, it's got great historical significance, apparently. But look at that. So they're all covered with grass in the modern day, if you look on Google, as I said. And this cliff, I guess me, look at that for a shot. Mud, 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 mud. Mud cliff. And these half-buried stuff everywhere. So I think Tbilisi is good evidence. It's quite far south compared to stuff we've looked up in Tomsk or Omsk and stuff and other places in Russia. But yeah, their architecture's not that shit hot, but still not too bad, eh? Not too shabby. For a place that got no infrastructure. Anyway, we're moving on. So we're thinking about now, guys, stuff that I'm interested in, images of the day, and loads of other stuff. We have plenty to show. Okay. So, what wood doesn't float? Natalie wood. But Dana wood floats. Lana wood floats. She got a sister, Natalie Wood. Did you know about her? Well, I forgot about her until I seen a photograph of her the other day, and I was like, who's that? And apparently, Sean Connery, who was James Bond, was going out with her. So they had like some hot sex scenes in the film From Russia with Love with Lana Wood. There she is there. So yeah, so they was going out. They was lovers in the making of this film. Okay, she ended her affair with Sean Connery. And guess what? She's still alive. She's still alive, yeah. She fared okay. There she is back in the day. That looks a bit like 1980. She don't look very happy. And there she is there looking like a big fuck off dude. So Natalie Woods, she played fucking Gypsy Rose Lee, didn't she? So, oh my God almighty. Is Lana Woods a dude? Is that hairs on her chest? So I'm just getting up close to the screen. Well, it looks like Ozzy Osbourne's Bastard Love Child, doesn't it, guys? That looks like a fucking dude. I can understand how, like, facelifts go to shit and that. But with these Hollywood people, they're like switcheroonies, don't they? They have sex changes when they're younger, like Madonna and stuff. Madonna just admitted. She said, I was a roundhead, not a cavalier. Basically, she's saying she had skin on her knob. Never got, like... So she was definitely better looking, I think, Natalie Woods. But fucking hell, spells, lemon smells, Jesus. So I looked into Lana, no. It was that photo that got me. I was like, who's that? Is that related to... And then you're all sort of unveiled. And I was like, holy shit. And now she looks like an old fucking weightlifter. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, guys. Not that there's anything wrong with all weightlifters. I'm just saying. Lana Woods, she can float. In case you didn't know. I'm coming back for a second. Okay. So next, we're going to be looking at some other stuff historically related, which I have to bring up now. Okay. We have a lot to show to you. So is that Noon's Flower? Hi, Nora. Hi, Nora, dear. Are you talking to Ray Mudflood? I owe Ray Mudflood a hangout. I know I'm a bit of a spaz, Ray, but every time you go and say, let's have a hangout, Matt, I end up on the boat or something's happening and I can't get it together. But I will, because I owe you a hangout. I said I watched last night with you with Jen and Shabu and Ceiling Fan Guy. You're on Ceiling Fan Guy's Rich's show. We love Rich. We love you all. You're an extended family over there, you lot. JT, the American brand, Chippy Shake, getting sub to Boston Mudflood Ray. Who's my mate? Galen Willis, sounds like Galen Windsor. She's a dude, no shit, Sherlock, detective, Life MD. So all week I've been watching Auditing Britain. I'm a massive fan. That guy, he's nuts. He's a bit like me. He is. I do stuff like that when I'm out there. He's a non-give-a-fucker like me, and he's brilliant at it. He knows the common law. He knows the, it's worth watching. But we was watching it today, me and my son, and it occurred to me, right, because he got a lot of fans who were looking into truth stuff in the police force. So I was wondering if I had any like super fans in the constabulary. Probably. They just shit out of nowhere these days. I had a guy flat thumbing me out of the van the other day. He's like, flat thumb, man. Like, oh yeah. Considering, who's that? That's really kind. Whoever that is. That is George, Gregory Francis. Good work, keep it up. Thank you very much. Puff, 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 and pass. Very generous. My looking glass. I'm a poet and I know it. There he is, the man himself. Rich, good to see you, my friends. We've got some giggles to come up now in a minute. It'll be totally acceptable. Don't worry. Looks like Natalie Portman. Yeah, Natalie Portman's a woman, a bongo. If you've not seen Swan, yeah, there's the famous Natalie Portman wanking scene. Have you not seen that? Every heterosexual man in reality have seen that more than once. This is a fact. I can tell you that now, okay? Jen, Julie, Mo Sampson. No, have a look. It's really good. Probably just wrinkles on the chest. No, it was hairs. It was hairs, Nora. Ginger hairs. Big ginger hairs. All just busting out. I seen them. Okay. Thanks, Ray. Hiya. Okay, Dave Knuckles is in the house. Right, let's get funky. You ready for a giggle? Okay, it won't be too bad. Okay, your Brian will be still in one place at the end of this post. I can guarantee you. Okay, guys. They're shutting up with all of that weird banging stuff that they keep doing, and we should stop it with that because it's really getting on my wick. It's noisy. It's not me doing it either. If it's me doing it, it's fucking fantastic. If it's them doing it, fuck off. Fuckos. That's a new word that we need to use in the truth and movement is fucko. Yeah? Fucko. I really love it. It got a feel to it as well. It's like, hey, fucko. You can say it like that as well with a bit of pronunciation. Fucko. Try it, guys. Try it in your chairs now. Say fucko. And you will feel really, really good about things. No? Yeah. Say fucko. Okay, we're going to look at some history that blows your mind. Some. Now. Okay. You ready? Okay. Now make sure to subscribe and please share this out. And if you're wondering, you're new to my channel thinking, oh, he's not doing things like other YouTubers. No, I'm not. I'm not doing anything like anybody else because that would be really weird. Maz Dexter, good to see you, my friend. Mike, Watery, Other Billy, Andrew, Jay, Snuggle Gerson. I should really calm my Brian down, really, shouldn't I? That dude got 3 woods and legs. Don't bring up 3 legs, JP. It's sensitive subject on flatearthbritish. You'd have to read my second book to find out why. Plain Drifter, the horse with 3 legs. Edward Woodward. What's he got to do with Natalie Wood? Don't think. See what he did there. Equalizer, isn't he? So you're a funny lot, aren't you? So let me have a drink because I'm a bit thirsty. The temperature's dropping, feeling a bit cold at the moment. So I'm going to bring a warm, toasty, cutchy Welsh love to the Truther movement because that needs a bit of like juicing up and a bit pimping up as well, guys. Okay, needs a bit of love to make that happy too. Yeah. So yeah, it's wowzers, Aaron. Yes, proper mud flooded. Okay, you ready for some antiquity that'll blow your mind? Okay, I've got the narratives and all of these pictures that I've collected, and it's all of interest. Some of it will be humorous. Make sure to share this out. You can learn a lot by watching a Flat Earth British vlog. Okay. Share screen again. Oh, thank you, Mills Kempler. It is really lovely when people do that. I really do appreciate it, but they tax it third. Better off just, actually, if you want to give me a coffee, that would be much better at this moment in time. Right, histories that blow your mind. You find the link below in the descriptions box. If it works, I don't even know anymore. YouTube's gone to shit. It's all gone to shit. Right. So all the maps are lies, guys. yeah, true size of Greenland are mentioned on my last post. With these Mercator projections, they have a massive, massive big fuck off Greenland, when in actuality, apparently, it's only this itty bitty little thing here. So, what about all the misplaced or displaced water that this actually would be taking? And all of these are wrongly sized, and some countries politically reduced. Like Germany went smaller on the maps when French had a bit more juice. They were bigger on the maps, and look at the size. It's like one of the biggest countries on here is Kazakhstan. Is Kazakhstan one of the biggest countries in the world? Because it's the one that stands out the most. No, I don't think so. I don't know. It's just weird. And there's Mongolia there. Huge country, though, guys, isn't it? Autonomous region. So Europe can actually fit into the United States in apparently actuality. The whole of Europe, from the Bosphorus to Britain, would actually fit in a lot of just the United States and a bit of Canada. So America is proper big, isn't it? And Europe is not that big. You get anywhere in Europe in a day or so. It's just not that big. So this always puzzles me. So we've seen Island California for like 5 years now, haven't we, guys, since we first talked about it and stuff. But this inland lake, it's further north on the maps up towards Oregon. But in this case, and it's not like mapped, it's not like the cartographers have not got in yet or anything, guys. It's like the center of America seems to be a big lake, or is that unmapped? This is the New Madrid Fault area, somewhere mid-America by there. And it's just nothing going on. And how California ended up reconnected? And why, I can't imagine them doing this effort of cartography, especially with the islands in California, just not that to be a reality. And these maps, some of them are in like recent times. I think that shit went down. And this is a part of a reset. Now, is this creepy? Cuddle up with Craig Douglas. Is this creepy, or is it just me? It's not just me. Look at the face on that teddy bear there, guys. It's like, he touches me. What, teddy bear? He touches me. What? Douglas touches you? Yeah, he touches me from behind. Does he, teddy bear? You're going to get fucked up, Douglas. So Douglas is he likes teddy bears, and he's at least a 40-year-old man, isn't he? So there's something going on with that, isn't there, guys? Not feeling that, guys. Not feeling that. Feeling that. Do you ever get lonely, Belle? I don't know, Belle. What are you asking? What the fuck is that? What is with the satanic painted? See, that would put me off straight away. I think it was something to do with like Satanism and stuff. Yeah, so herpes. Don't know. No, not really. No. What about the Happy Three? The Happy Three, the Sounds of Happiness musicians. I get that they're hillbillies in a lot of places, guys, but basic arithmetic. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 possible serial killers. Where's the 3? Look at the face on him there. He's eaten relatives, like literally. Scary fucking photograph. The Happy Three, anyway, who were actually 7. Help me. Who's asking for help, guys? Pauline or Randy? My money's on Randy. Unfortunate name as well, isn't it? Okay. Do you think he's a captor? Or he's being captive? Or do you think she's captive? No, she looks like a bitch slave master. She probably beats him. But anyway, whatever it is, he's asking for help, guys. But don't worry, because it's at least 50 years ago. So who cares? No. Jesus is all you need. But we do not need that really creepy as fuck looking pianist teacher. No. If I was unfortunate enough to be brought up posh, what? Okay, it would have been splendid, actually, to be born with a silver spoon in my mouth. You're going off to piano lessons tonight. I don't want to go to piano lessons, Mumsy. You've got to go to piano lessons. He touches me. I can't imagine anybody being safe in the hands of Mr. Fingers, who tinkles the ivories. Don't know. It's just, I'm getting short of breath with panic of these people. It's just too weird. Right. Oh my God, this is the worst of all. Nancy Harmon's double portion album. She likes a double portion. Look at that face for the lady who likes double portion, in case you don't know. Supersize me, Jesus. Give me a double portion. Supersize me, Jesus. Fuck me. The Holy Ghost and a side of fries. Okay, let's let that one slide. Let's not let this one slide. Let the Spirit fill my belly. Nancy Harmon, double portion, supersize me and fill my belly. Have you got anything that you want to tell us? No, I'm just going to sit here and play with my organ. Yeah, that's what we mean. Weirdo. So do you know what? The world's gone backwards. Don't believe me? Do you know if you were in Chicago in 1850, you have seen this before years ago, my child, I know that, but they had a moving pavement like they did in Paris, but this one's in 1850. Okay, traveling benches, built for the World's Fair, 1850. Yay. Those do not need to walk. Those get carried on road. That sounds fantastic. No more of that fucking walking, like. Yeah, sit down. We'll take you to your shopping destination, which you probably didn't have because this is 1850s. And the corporates have not come in for the kill just yet. Give them time. In Chicago. Nice little colour photograph in the 1970s. And then they just put up this massive, big, 8:45, 10 in the morning, they put this up as well. It must be inflatable. The Prudential Building, which is a big, nasty ass building. If you're from Chicagoland, yeah, you've probably seen that. Is it still there? It's shit. No offense. Just saying. Why do they put chains and plugs on Indian temples? Why, oh, why indeed? Are these at any stage of the game actually ships? Is this in water? And why the plug and the chain? Or is this lifted in place? Because sometimes, these could have been rope. It could have been, I don't know. But it's a very nautical feel to it. And it has got a chain and a plug. And they are on the side of these buildings. Let me have a look at these little bas reliefs. The Indian goddesses. So they just put it there and use them to do it. Look at this for a Phoenician doorway. Nothing sinister going on in there. Everything's fine. Probably have a long and happy and prosperous and fruitful life with all of that nasty, weird, demonic stuff going on around the building. Looks like a horror film. The UN in the 1950s, they had the proper map. They had that map. As the UN use on their flag. There's no Antarctica. Pray tell, why they have no Antarctica? They got Alaska about rightly projected. But why they got no Antarctica on the UN map, guys? Do you know why? Because they're using the proper map of this realm. Because it's the United Nations. And they would have to. Okay, the globe's going on. See this car? It responded to its registration plate. This is a tripping van. St. Vincent. Oh, that's clever what he did there, bastards. So LSD, and the van responded in kind. That looks like a van. It's tripping. It's a tripping van. Do you want to come on a trip? Cookie! It's Cookie Monster. Somebody made their house into Cookie Monster. That's fantastic. Make your house into a Muppet, guys. Which Muppet would you make your house into? I would make mine into Big Bird. Or Sarcophagus. Maybe. Nah, of course I would have fucking Cookie Monster. Life's not... Maybe call Dracula. 1, two, Right, use a Mandela effect. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? Oh, I had to say, Gonna see you naked. I'm gonna see all you women of the kingdom naked. Wank wank behind the mirror. So that's what's really going on. But do you know, mirror, mirror? It was never mirror, mirror. Not in this reality. In the other reality, where it was mirror, mirror. Now, in Mandela affected to fuck reality, it's magic mirror on the wall. It's never been mirror, mirror on the wall. But everyone obviously clearly remembers it as mirror, mirror on the wall, which it is no longer. And now you're wondering about who's behind my mirror in the hotel room. I tell you, it's the concierge is behind your mirror in your hotel room with some Kleenex. And I tell you what, he's not wiping the tables. I can tell you that now. So, why are penguins so cushy and warm? Is this reason? Their feathers are bright and they're thick, and then it's thick, oily pellets things at the end, and it's that thick of a feather. So if you was like a polar explorer, I think it'd be wise to have a penguin jacket. It'd be a bit thick, but it'd be really, really, really warm. It's always been mirror, mirror, Calvin. Well, always, mate. It's Mandela effect to fuck. That's one everyone knows, isn't it? Whoever said magic mirror on the wall? No one ever in the history of ever. Oh, this is quite touching. This is a sheep, and he's showing his gratitude to his dog, his shepherd, who had protected the sheep from a wolf. So he's fought off the wolf. He's got terribly injured, and the sheep's come up and said, "Oh, thanks for doing that. We love you." And the dog's all sad, guys, because he got fucked up. Don't cry. He's gonna be all right. Don't cry, okay? And that's like he's grateful anyway. He loves him. It's all for a happy story, that, and sad at the same time. Do you feel that? Oh no, I'm really feeling that. Have you seen my baby? Yes, Otter, you showed me yesterday. Isn't it beautiful? Yes, little Otter, it's beautiful. You've got a beautiful baby. I'm so proud. I can see that by your face, lovely. I'll show you it again tomorrow. Okay, Otter, can we see it again tomorrow? Everybody? Yes? Ah, you got a lovely baby, Otter. Okay, he's lovely. So the power of a hurricane, it can put a plank of wood through a palm tree. If that was your head, right, you'd have a splitting headache. Not only that, it would probably take your fucking head off. So if it's really gnarly and windy, just be careful out there, guys. Somebody told me they were under, tornado watch in America land in my comments earlier. Be careful, Jed. Have spliff, lay down, don't get under the table, get under the door. You don't need me to tell you anyway. You're an expert on tornadoes, and I've never seen one in my life outside of a crisp bag tornado in my school playing fields at the age of 4. It's the last time I seen a crisp tornado. No, I seen one of leaves the other day. That's just me being silly. Look, he's having a selfie. Yeah. Do they really like me, Mum? They love you. They won't want to eat me, will they? No, we're not going to eat you, lamb. Fingers crossed behind my back. How are we eating them? They got little human eyes. And if that's not a smile, I don't know what is. I feel really bad about eating animals at this moment. But like the thing is, well, I gotta live. Do you know what they got? They got African giant snails. And they got literally look at you, but they got eyes on the end of these long things, but they are looking at you. Okay. Weird that, isn't it? And they're massive. And do you know what? They're all right. They're all right. They don't do a lot of stuff. They don't fetch. You can't take them for a walk. And I tell you what, they do other stuff. I don't know what exactly, but they stand on your hands, which is pretty cool in itself, don't you think? Okay, that is not 2 pictures. That is 1 picture. That ship is that close to the shore. And she's in ballast, which means she's got no oil in her. And she's that close to coming at the beach and ploughing away that lovely little, what looks like maybe a Caribbean island. So that's in trouble and it's run aground. This is Poseidon. And he's on a beach in a place I can't remember. It'll come to me after the affair, but they've done that just to show you. Poseidon. Magic mushroom lamp. Oh, isn't that fantastic? Except if I had a lamp made of magic mushrooms, I'd sulk every time I looked at it if I never had any, because I'm like that. I get mushroom mint, which is like melament, but in a mushroom form. If that makes any sense. Probably not. So we got fans everywhere. Apparently this sloth feared about Flat Earth British. And this guy, he's saying like, flat thumbs, Martin. He's out somewhere in wherever sloths come from, in like the middle of the jungle somewhere. And the sloth's like, yay, Flat Earth British, it's wicked. We are. It's wicked, isn't it, little slothy doofy? I love that little sloth. I don't know if somebody's done this deliberately or whether this dog has got some like natural sort of markings to make him look weird and scary. Nature does that though. Some butterflies got that. He's cute anyway. Quite like him. Got a weird coat on it. It's a staffy or something. What about the African hammerhead bat? They're that big. They're not cannibalistic. They don't hurt you, but they are really big and scary. But they're mammals. And you know, bats, they're all right. They make good pets. Yeah, you can literally cut your bat, like stroke his head and that. Not this one. This one looks big and fucking scary. So the hammerhead bat is a real thing. So the deli owner, he sorted out some rude customers. So let's have a look. Small coffee, 5 cents. Small coffee, please, is 3 cents. Hello, 1 small coffee, please. 1 cent 75. In my Brian and in my reality, good manners cost nothing. In fact, people who show me pig ignorance and no manners make me a bit nutty, and I want to like sort of have them for their lack of politeness, and I will bring it to their attention as well. Please and thank yous cost nothing, and they make it all nice then, don't they? Instead of you just coming and saying gimme and ordering, it's nice to say please, and it's nice to have gratitude as well. So I'm into that. So I like that owner there. 10 out of 10 for him. Oh, so this was an unfortunate thing. Okay, I'm guessing I'm on Larry's side. Okay, so Larry David took his daughter on holiday, and he went to every American Civil War battlefield that there is in America, and there's quite a few apparently, maybe 90. His daughter, she didn't enjoy it too much, but Larry thought it was fan-fucking-tastic, and I would too. American Civil War shit is wicked. I love that. It's proper wickedly gnarly. Yeah. I want to go to Gettysburg. I want to see a Gettysburg ghost, but I won't see them because it probably never happened anyway, so it doesn't matter anyway. So, how is it people on the streets and homeless have got more heart than other people? Is that why they're on the street? Because they got a heart and they're loving? Like this guy, although he's got like, you know, clean clothes on, he's on the street, but he's making sure that his dog's got somewhere nice to sleep, clean food and everything they need. And they look lovely and they look really happy. And that just breaks your heart, doesn't it? That he goes to all our effort to look after them who will look after him. This place is dearly fucked. Nobody in this realm should have to live like that. And anybody should have to be homeless or any of it. It's all made, deliberate. All of this suffering. Wankers. So apparently this is they say it's real, but it's apparently an electromagnification of the human cell. So that goes against what I learned in school. Like in the cells, there was the cell wall, and then there was the membrane, and then there was the nucleus. That's not what I'm experiencing here. Maybe they're saying it's a lot of cells, and then maybe this is the nucleus, and this is the cell wall. That looks like a buckyball. A Buckminster Fuller ball, doesn't it? And that, what kind of human cell is that? So, and even though they say that these wires, that looks like a cable, and all of this artificial nonsense, like cables and stuff, they say that that's real. Doesn't look real to me. And they say that that is a human cell, even though it's not my understanding of the human cell, or even many cells. Anyway, This little fella, okay, so what happened here, the streets were lined with people, like hundreds of thousands of people in Mexico City, expecting to see the Pope. And they're big into all that Catholicism in Mexico City. So I imagine there was a city that size, a lot of people. This dog, yeah, he marches down thinking all of the people had come to see him. And he's like, oh, guys, you knew I was coming. Oh, you don't really need to make all this effort, but it's really nice. And there he did. Little happy dog trotted down the street in front of about 1 million people. And he thought it was for him, basically, which is really cute and lovely. So, bit of fossilized tree. Tree left after a while goes and turns into a tree opal. A tree opal. And there's the rest of the tree here, chunks of it, and it opalized over time. Tree! Baby Jesus! Tree! Here's a foot sticking out of the desert in Egypt, and it's a mummy's foot, which has probably been dead apparently since, like, I don't know, whenever they say Egypt happened, which is all bullshit and a sap anyway. But they do have a lot of mummies, and this one's got a foot sticking up of the floor. We've still got his fingernail, sort of. This is a divorce court in Pennsylvania, and this guy is beseeching his wife to stay with him. Oh, please don't leave me. I don't know what I'm going to do without you, Sandra. So, I don't love you, Philip. Move away from me, you weirdo. He is not going to let go, is he? And she's like, these are not matched, are they? You can see what kind of woman she is, and you can see what kind of guy he is. He's like, I'll give you everything, because he put her on a pedestal. She's a bit of a psycho, probably got loads on the side, and don't give a flying fuck for him, which is why she got half his money. Yeah, they're happy, and just move. Look at him, poor man. Love breaks your heart. Look at her. Couldn't give two fucks. Where'd you get that fur coat? I'll tell you where you got that fur coat. Him working his fingers to the fucking bone, dearie. Anyway, whatever. Little rant. Have him back. No, he won't be happy. Leave him alone. Let him get on, carry his life. These are in a museum in Chicago, and they are American dog tags of the dead of Vietnam. Some of them. I'm guessing they didn't collect them all, but there's tens of thousands of dog tags which were dead men from Vietnam. Which seems a real waste of life, young life, doesn't it? And the average age of the Vietnam soldier was 19. If you boil a a penguin's egg, the yolk becomes clear, and the wick or the white becomes clear, and the yolk is like a deep yellow. But yeah, so penguin eggs boil clear. In case you didn't know, learn something new here every day. Imagine taking a dump every morning, as long as it's warm, because if it was cold, it would suck. Just having a nice little relaxing spliff and a nice relaxing plop in the morning. Wouldn't that be lovely, guys? Wouldn't you be set up for the day? Isn't it weird, though, guys, right? This realm is so fucked, right, that we have to start our day every day having a shit. And what's worse, that stuff's inside us. So what? The first thing I'm going to do today is I got to wipe this fucking hideous, stinking fucking stuff off this hole in the back of me. Yeah? From like its waste off my food. I put it to you guys, right? This was a concept myself and Lee flatearthbritish be thinking about is there any real need for tomorrow to exist? Well, really, is tomorrow existing? Is it there? Well, no, it's not, is it? Because you're stuck in a now. All moments of now. So tomorrow isn't necessarily ever there. If that's the case, then is there any real need for tomorrow to exist? Probably not. Just to give you reruns of the same day with like differences, like the arcing of the sun and the moon and seasons and stuff that changes. Little differences. But this is not the same realm. So this fish starts out itty bitty like that, cute, and it ends up like that big. From a seed to a tree. In this case, from a tiny little fish to a big, massive fucking fish. Woo-hoo. This is a lion eel, and it will bite your face off and electrocute you if you're given the chance. This guy, this fisherman, is holding it away, but it looks like something out of Alien. You could definitely get your head in there. And they are vicious, and they can jump up on deck. They can grab your leg and pull you in fact. But they can bite your face, and they bite your face off. Really nasty, alien-looking creatures from the depths of the seas. I know. So, what do you think this is? What do you think this is? Squirrel? Seal? Dragon sage? Snook? Hippie shake? What do you think this is? Wowitute? Is that all you think about, hippie? Wowitute? Yeah, it's a big snake, isn't it? So this is a prick hole from when they inject you. So this is human skin, and when they inject you with an intravenous needle, like a jabby doses, this is what it leaves. Isn't that nasty and disgusting? I bet you're glad you never had that now, in you guys. All sorts of germs could fly in your hole, couldn't they? Anything could happen. I wouldn't want that gaping fucking prick hole just hanging round all like that on my arm. That would be dangerous, and it would be upsetting. I would feel traumatized. So we get these everywhere in the world. Wherever you are in the world, what do you call them? Oh dear, a poo with a view. Nice one, Lawrence. So these in Wales are called sticky buds. I've heard them called devil's buds in America, somebody said. So it's itchy buds in Britain. Put them down someone's back of someone's neck, don't you? Yes. Sticky buds or itchy buds in Britain. What are they called where you live and wherever you are? So I'd like to know what you call your sticky buds. Burrs. Noon's Flower calls them burrs. The burrs in Ireland. Never heard that in my life. Sticky buds, Mr. Mensa. Same. Burrs or burdocks. No, I haven't heard that. Thank you, that detective. Sand spurs. Not heard that. Goat heads. Not heard that, Effie mind. Itchy balls. No, I haven't heard itchy balls. I have had them, though. Motherfuckers, burrs, spurs, burrs. Never heard of burrs. Never heard of burdocks either. Is that what they are? Is that what they made Pantangelon and burdock out of? The itchy buds. Goat's heads. I've heard that. I've heard that, Joshua. Goat's heads. Hitchhikers. Oh, that's a good one, isn't it? Flayed earth. Indica sticky buds. Ooh, sticky buds. Goat's heads. Okay. So no matter where we are in the place, we've got different names for sticky buds. It's not thorn. No. Glen. It's not thorn. You can stick them down the back of someone's neck and then you just like pat their back and say, all right, mate. And then they just make sure it rubs in. Later on, they soon fucking know they got an itchy bud on their neck, don't they? Have you ever done that? Don't lie. Yes, you have. You itchy bud somebody. You've been itchy budded though, haven't you? Somebody's got you with itchy buds, haven't they? Sorry. So it was all fun. Nobody died. This is the underneath of a tiger shark. Isn't it a coinkydink why it looks like a big demon's face? And that would scare the shit out of you, wouldn't it? And it is humanoid as well, rather than shark-like. The underneath of a tiger shark can look like a big demon face. Radio Aryan looking. Oh, I didn't think of that. Yes, Calvin. You're good at this, Calvin. Oh, this is good. This guy in a wheelchair, right? At first, they thought he was having the time of his life, so they lifted him up. Only later to find out he was actually having a seizure. So that's one of the, the bitterest times in the rock and roll annals. Don't know his name actually. Actually, that might not actually be true. But he looks to be having a fantastic time anyway. He's doing a little devil horns thing. So that's probably why he's in a wheelchair anyway. I can say this. No, I can. I spent a year of my life in a wheelchair, and I have total empathy for anyone who's been in a wheelchair because I have been a cripple. Okay, I was in a wheelchair as well. Okay, so I was spasticated. Imagine this, washing up on your beach. I was just going to go out for a little flotsam and jetsam, collect some sticks, some beach glass, and some beach sticks. Okay, then try taking that one home. So that just washed in. It's a big tree, isn't it? Lovely find. You could literally like sort of chisel that out into a nice big beach house. beach house tree stump thing. Don't you think that'd work? Oh, they didn't drop him in. Oh, remember what I said about dogs? When they're mesmerized, when they look at you like that, they're actually thinking, God, I used to be like that. Oh, I hope I wasn't fat and bald like him, though. Nah, these are looking at a beautiful person. So this is the most well-behaved dog nursery. I guess all the parents are off working or what have you, but they all get on lovely, famously, and they're all lovely. Not one of them want to eat you. I love these ones here. They look like teddy bears, don't they? So, oh, you look really, you look lovely. They look beautiful. Who's your favorite there? Who's your favorite? Look at him. Oh, and you. You're cheeky. They're all cheeky. Oh, they're all beautiful. Animals are wicked. Yeah, they definitely know they were human. This explains about the dog heads and all of the cryptids and the half humanoids, and they're just telling us in our chemical language that we were animals in previous lives and will be again, depending on our behavior in this place. Not that being an animal is a bad thing. Some dogs got better lives than humans in this place, guys, and you know it. Isn't it funny? This is an instant cause in a 1,000th of a second photograph. And what I find is the water actually made a path or went over the stone as it came in. Maybe some undiscovered field of science or something going on there, which we don't think about, caught in an instant. But rather than drowning it, it skipped it and then drowned it. Weird. You're Mr. Bean, aren't you? Yes, I'm Mr. Bean. I've seen you. You're really, really funny. Yes, I'm really, really funny. You do Blackadder as well, don't you? Can you do that voice you do when you do Blackadder? No, I don't think I'll bother for you. Okay. She's not that tall, is she? I seen her. She was really fluffy. She definitely looked like a woman when I seen her. Beautiful, beautiful eyes. Absolutely beautiful woman she was. If she was a dude, I don't know how she pulled it off because she was beautiful. What was his name? Derek Nimon, something or other. He was in Jukebox Studios. Used to like say whether bands were good or bad or not. I do remember him. I remember him. I can't remember his name though. He's a dick. He used to do that. Norton. Yeah, he used to do When Things Go Wrong. Don't know who that is. Looks like Nick Cage from the side. Anyway, I do like Mr. Bean, but he's definitely one of them and a proper little sellout. And that's what they got in mind for you after all this weirdness. Yeah, so what are they saying? They're saying they're going to just gaslight us and torture our fucking asses for 70, 80 years. And then that. Every person, in reality, forever, amen. Apparently. You're going to go with that? Where you possibly, Brian, your brain is still active for 10 months after you put you down there. Very, very possibly. Science will tell you that. I'm not making it up. Fuck that. Fuck them. Fuck it all. I'm playing. I'm not even buying any of this anymore. We're going to just show them we can live a long, 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 long time. Okay? We're just going to show them. We'll just put aging in reverse and we'll fucking show them. So see this in the historical narrative, and they say, right, that they took it apart in like 1853 and then they rebuilt it on this site in Ali Pali, apparently, the Crystal Palace. So all of that glass, all of that stone, it didn't take long, it was about a fortnight or something. And then they traipsed it all the way across London on a horse and cart and little old tiny, there's the horse that actually did it. Can you see him? There's the horse and cart that brought all of that for the great expositions of Crystal Palace, which later burns down in the 1930s because glass and metal burns. Yes. Okay. Liar includes official NASA patch, small bag of gravity, Freemasonic membership card, harness, and wires. And you can be a complete liar just by that. So, oh, look, Lucy, it's a big rocket. Doesn't it look like a big hat? Stop that. Oh, oh. So he's having a nice little grip of her ass there, and that's quite a tight grip, isn't he? He's getting his finger right in under there, isn't he? As the rocket goes up. So there's a bit something sexual going on there. These are just like they've had a church problem in World War II. The roof came in with a bomb. So there's like Jesus got completely covered in muck. And they've like, I'm not even like that badly religious or anything like that. But is that really the way to treat the Messiah? Just lay him down upside down, squirt water in his face. You should have put him the right way up or something, you know, respectful for somebody who died for our sins. And since he done that, there's been no evil or problems in the realm whatsoever. It's been fantastic, actually, since he died. I'm really made up. There's been no wars, been no famine. Thank God there's been no pestilence, because that would be very, very bad having a plague, wouldn't it? Anyway, this is a picture of Charles Baker, the inventor and his assistant, the inventor of the radiator system that you so enjoy today in your house. Okay, so they're black inventors of the Victorian era, very successful. And this one is called Charles Baker, inventor of the radiator. The radiator. Okay, so she's hot, isn't she? Look at those beautiful mincers there, eh? Look at them mince pies. And she likes a fag. I bet she likes a fag. I bet she likes a fag. So her name is, oh, she's lovely. She's 22-year-old Shirley Slade. And this is in 1943. And she's a WASP pilot. She kills people for a like daily job, basically. She's off to drop bombs on Berlin. But first, I must finish my cigarette. She hasn't got a German accent because she's British. But isn't it weird how good-looking women were in the 1940s? Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. So, wave that could drown the whole world. And then you've got to get a boat then. And then everyone's going to be, can I come on your boat? See, if we was like proper, like smart about things, it's like, I'll imagine if we just got a trip, you know, like basically bought an old cruise ship, 100 grand, moved maybe 1,000 of us on it, which would be really cheap if we all chipped in and done that. And we're like, no community problems because everyone would be, you know, minding their own business and doing their own self-sufficiency thing. But we would have good everything going on, growing everything. The holds would be used for hydroponics to grow every food we need, and smokables and everything else. And you would not need anything from the outside world. You could just drop anchor anywhere and fuck them off and become an independent state. Any trouble brewing 3 miles out, fuck you, international waters, they can't touch you. That is a brilliant idea. And then if the flood water comes, they'll be all like, can we get on your rock? In this case, can we get on your ship? And we'll be like, no, because we warned you. And when they put their hands on the rail trying to climb in, and really, really not nicely, step on their hands. Step on their hands. No, I'm not going to save you, because if I save you, one of these that actually chipped in will have to die. Ask them if they would exchange. You look like you got plenty of room on that boat. Yeah, but you're a sinner and you're meant to die for your sins, so fuck you. Okay, Adolf Hitler. Heil Hitler! Heil Hitler! Loved dogs. Yeah. I was the first man to create a law against the mistreatment of animals. Did you know that? So let's do psychoanalyzation. Not that we're like brilliant at Freud stuff, but I'm pretty good at like sort of fitting the MO of people's behavioral patterns. And if you really love dogs and you set up a law about the mistreatment of animals, does that really sort of sum up that a few years down the road, you're going to be one of the biggest killers of human history and genocides an entire race of people, like by apparently killing all the Jews in Europe? No, it doesn't make no sense, does it? It just doesn't fit, does it? Plus, there's no evidence of him ever signing anything to say anything about killing anybody anywhere in reality. Yet, they teach you that Adolf Hitler was really evil in school and kills all the fucking Jews. Now, do they tell you about Chairman Mao in high school? Do they tell you about Stalin in high school? No? Well, if he was a serial killer, him, there, then he was like fucking 1% of their style of serial killing. Like, they were in hundreds of millions, and he's just like, you know, tens of millions, and he's into the apparent 6 or whatever you. Now, I don't think that happened. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but there is good evidence to think, okay, now let's just chuck this out there, guys, okay? Not to offend anyone, not really, but gas cams, guys. The Germans had television in World War II. They had Skype in the 1920s. They had CCTV monitors and they had television. Are you telling me with one of the most gnarliest, most horrendous things in human history to ever have happened, and these were apparently satanic devil worshipping evil cult thing going on, what, you telling me they never fucking filmed it? So if they did film it because they had gas cams, then there must be evidence out there of this gnarly shit going down. Not that these chambers were actually gas tight because they had steel doors and stuff, and they would have had to be hermetically sealed for the gas not to get out because it wouldn't work. And they would have had to have gas cams because how do you know when the gas is displaced and it's safe enough to actually go in there? It's like, oh, I think they're all dead now. I'll open the door, but there's still some lingering Zyklon B hanging around in the air, and then you just drop dead. No, you would have had to have some safety, wouldn't you? And that would have been gas cams. So the footage, if it actually happened to ever existed, that must be out there somewhere. I'm just chucking it out there in the ether. Gas cams. Okay. Now, can anyone spot anything wrong with this picture? Well, it's Dresden and it's beautiful architecture. I get that. But why, in heaven's name, did they add people? It's like, people are getting suspicious. There's no people around. Let's slot some, Photoshop some people in because there are no shadows. They are cut out and they are placed in this photograph. No shadows. Them two are out of proportion. They didn't even get the proportions right. And these people are placed in this picture because there are no population. They're all dead. And they are lying about history, guys. And they are placing people in the photographs. So it looks like the people are just aimlessly hanging around in this town square doing sweet fuck all. Why isn't your dog on a lead? And I'm just not buying it. Okay, it's just really weird anyway. A really weird photographic setup if it was real, don't you think? They're added, guys. You can clearly see that. Yes? Where's the shadows? Spooky, you know. Clouds, completely artificial. Yeah, we know there'd be vanilla skies there and then painted in skies and added people is creepy as fuck, guys. Because they are making out there's people there when there ain't. And then you got to ask who built all of this funky shit that's all mud flooded, half buried. Yeah, I know. There's Dresden, and there's the place we're talking about, colorized. They must have cleansed this place before, after World War II bombing. Adding people like that, it's really creepy. So here's Jimmy, dead and gone. Left-handed player, who's Fender Stratocaster, greatest guitarist probably ever in the history of reality. And look at the size of the ganja plant behind him. There's a big fat juicy bud on there. So if that is in Britain, yeah, Ka-ching for the 1960s, that would have been all world strains. That would have been fantastic, you know it. Trip stuff. And something else, you know, the pearls with these elites, China definitely is part of it as well because they had human bone in bone China. And the elites are big on China. I'll give you an example. The Queen has tea breaks and presidents have tea breaks. What's his name? JFK had tea breaks every day. He was just tea breaks. So beautiful picture of a lady with painted skin. I'm not sure if it's tattooed, but they do this in the modern day, don't they? It's like naked women, but they have knickers on. She hasn't got no knickers on, but pretty. This is pretty as well. They just look what they've done with this. This elongated skull has been covered with flowers to make it look pretty because they're weird. They're weird. I noticed in a lot of these old skulls as well. I've been looking at examples in the last week. They got brilliant teeth. They got no fucking tooth decay because they're not doing shitty sweets. And they all like die with like proper teeth. Not like the modern day. So these are in Sicily, catacombs of families apparently died anomalously. This one's got a really big shaped head, but it's an infant. Another infant. A couple of ladies. They keep them in clothes. They hang them up. Why? Don't know. Cyclops' skulls. They got a few of them apparently, again with these teeth. This looks like it's a plaster Paris copy, but you do see a lot of these eye holes with just a hole, and then some of them have got this just the slit in when they got two eyes. This is also thought to be a Mandela effect. Why so many have got the hole and others just got the slit. But there seems to be evidence for some cyclopses out there. This is in the Atacama Desert in Chile. This person, 16-year-old apparently, died a lifetime ago, an eon ago, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of years ago. It's just been left where she died, fell asleep or poisoned or what have you, and is still there sitting upright in the Atacama Desert, Chile, one of the driest places on Earth. I noticed there's an animal jawbone there. So they had these in ovens in premises in the past, and look at the size of these wheels here. But this is for the heating system of steam around large places like the Winchester House or Dakota, and they had these crazy big boilers for heated water. And I was going to talk about this in the beginning of the week. Well, the first 2 days of the week I actually lost because I worked on a fantastic vlog, but weirdly, someone else posted the same content. It was like, well, that can happen because we're all sort of working off one another and things carry on. But it was weird. I was like exactly the same. So I was like, dump that and start all over again, which is good because I've got better juice. But this thing looks like a weapon. It looks like a gun. Fort Wood, the Star Forts of New York, the Star Forts of America. It's just absolutely covered, guys. Absolutely covered. So there's Dresden again. Entropy. Looks like there was people missing in the past, and this is in World War II. And what I find fascinating is the whole city's been one of the worst bombardments in human history, they say. But the tree-lined avenue is completely all right. They say there was thousands of tons of bombs dropped on Dresden day and night. The British dropped at night. The Americans dropped by the day. It was over 4 days. They dropped thousands of bombs. Thousands, tons of bombs, and you don't see no craters. There should be big gaping holes, and you just don't see any. And most of the people died from the firestorm that followed. There's something else going on. Look at that tree-lined avenue. You see the same in Berlin as well. It's just no craters for these bombs, for these planes that are supposed to be dropping these bombs. It just doesn't fit. Something else going on. Other technologies at night. So there's Grand Central Station in New York City. It's crazy, that road. I don't know if anyone can just drive over that. You look at it on Google Earth. There are 1 or 2 cars on it. But it's not a very big entrance for the biggest station in New York. But it's fully Phoenician. Look at this. Mercury. You got that large skyscraper behind. But, you know, the age of this, it's got to be a lie, guys. It's an old Greco-Roman temple. You get this for all these stations. Lovely looking building regardless. This was also found in Peru, and also a young lady still looking like all right. Look at her beautiful hair. And she died in probably the driest places, Vatican type of area, and she was perfectly preserved from an eon ago, which you get in these dry areas, and literally still see a beautiful long hair. I bet she was a babe. She looks like she was a babe. Again, with these chains. You see them in Europe too, as well as India. I definitely think it's something to do with these buildings. And it's definitely a nautical thing. You've got chains with anchors, don't you? It's almost like they're anchoring them. So Skyglass, guys, in the 1990s, Italian geologist purchased strange blue stones, okay, from Sierra Leone in West Africa. The triplanes of the stones came from extraterrestrial visitors from the sky. So he returned home to Europe and he brought the mysterious rocks to university and had them tested, and they didn't match any known material. Sky glass, we've seen them quite a few times in the past. Is this possibly what it looks like? Water. It's the color of water, aquamarine. And interesting, they say, from the sky visitors. Okay, we're not thinking aliens, we're thinking the people are outside this dome. And sky glass, could this be what the actual dome is made out of? Because the Bible does say it's solid, but it does say the waters were separated, so hard, soft, waters. So that makes sense too, that it could be that. So, spot the deliberate mistake. I don't know if I'll see you tonight. I'm not really going to be back in time. We're flying to Berlin. I'm in at 9. I'll probably be back at 1. And she's going to fucking drop off and she's going to hit the door and everyone's going to be sucked out. Because Tracy, she don't mind. Where's your hand, Tracy? So that's what your cabin crew are getting at, sir. When you're in your chair doing whatever, they got their feet up on the emergency fucking door thing. Stupid as fuck, by the way, excuse my language. So that's a 1 in a million capture. Somebody walking over Westminster Bridge with a window frame, and they just caught the tower that holds Big Ben in the frame, and 2 women, which made a nice picture. So, magnetics. Let's think about magnetics and true magnetic north. And let's think about azimuthal equidistant AE maps. This is interesting that these birds travel from Alaska and they go all the way to Tasmania. It takes them 11 days and they fly 13,500 kilometers. Is the bar-tail goodwid? And birds follow, okay, this could be a big clue, guys. They follow magnetic lines, as I'll show you on another map in a minute. And if you put that on the azimuthal equidistant, they're flying in straight lines. So I don't know what this cover is. It's a female. Oh, I do. Sharon Tate. Sharon Tate. So what happens later with Sharon Tate is she's going to get probably a load of gnarly hippies, or not, roaming around her house and messing around with her and then murdering her. Apparently, she goes out with famous film producer or film director of Rosemary's Baby, the devil film, Roman Polanski. And where's Roman Polanski when she's getting murdered? Do you want me to tell you? He's busy in New York filming Rosemary's Baby. It's a bit of a coincidence, that, isn't it? She gets, nailed or murdered, apparently, under the bequesteth of Charles Manson. Apparently. PSYOP. So there she is. Sharon Tate killed by proxy Marilyn Manson. Or not Marilyn, because that's another one. He's probably a killer anyway. So this is Mayflower in London. In a borough of London. A lovely little old pub. From the old world. But they got a nice point. Ooh, Grace Slick. We love Grace Slick. I do. This is her in Woodstock when she's looking super beautiful. And actually, I don't want you to say she's a fella. This is Grace Slick. Yeah. One pill makes you hornier. The other makes you scrawnier. Or whatever the words are. She's all right. She's held in there. She don't look like a fat old man. Contrary to what people are thinking. But she does wear this neck thing a lot. But I can't imagine her from the Woodstock. She's holding it in there, look. She's got 2 different colour eyes. One's green, one's blue. She's got that David Bowie thing going on. Did she have that years ago? No. She's got 2 green eyes there, or blue. And she got 1 green, 1 blue in one day. Do your eyes change colour as you get older, guys? So what go on with that? I don't know. That's weird, isn't it? What's her eyes like that? Can't really say. They look pretty much the same. Okay, that's weird. But I liked Grace Slick. She was wicked. So, the on and off switch of the modern day man. Never alone. He's got that one eye open. Wondering if anything interesting's going to happen. Any interesting emails? Any interesting WhatsApps? Will she call? Will he call? Hey? When I open, it's not good for you. Burn your retinas out, guys. Make sure you don't keep your phone near. Anyway, I'm talking shit. I'm doing that. I do that. Can't help it. And then you get home for your tea and it's like, oh, call him down for his tea, love. I'll just send him a text message now, Harold. So they basically talk across one another, across the table, via their devices, because not looking at one another. And then they show one another their devices with brainless and inane shit that they found on the internet. Because if it's on the internet, then it's generally inane bullshit, isn't it? You know. I wonder what they're eating, casserole. Hi, fuck you. Yeah, don't wave to weirdos on the bus, mate. But you're gonna get that. And let's be honest, you just don't wave to a random stranger on a bus. The fuck is that all about? You're gonna get the finger. So I'm not sure what's happening with this military statue, but he's got something hanging down and below his trousers. It's a weird shaped thing. I'm not sure what it is. It's got a hole in it. Maybe men were built differently back then. I don't know. It was a new appendage, like a safety cup, something like that. Okay, the stereo to mono converter, the height of technological superiority. It's designed by the Germans in Oversteck. And you stick it in your ear, and no longer have you got to suffer that intolerable stereo. How to open a battery lid. Turn me on yourself. Push. Okay, this is for children, I believe, isn't it? Okay, so all you have to do is stuff the teddy bear's ass with batteries and then turn me on yourself. Okay, nothing going on with that. That seems perfectly normal instructions on a child's toy. There she is, Grace. Don't think she's a switcheroony, guys. Not with them jugs. Hey, come on. I know what you're thinking, but no, I don't think so. I'm going to go with Grace as a chick. Quite like her as well. So here's a load of old rock stars. And then in Munich. They're in Munich. And you may recognize one or two. We have Reddin here from the Jimi Hendrix Experience. And Jimmy, who's being mildly entertained by Eric Burden of the Animals. And Eric Burden, he's Dr. Rock. He's like a little street guy who don't take no shit. Yeah. But he got to get out of this place if it's the last thing that he ever does. And you know where he's going? He's going to a house in New Orleans, a house of disrepute. And Ron Wood of Wizard, I wish it could be Christmas every year, who is probably a nonce because he looks like. And all of these other musicians from The Move and other 60s band faces, I think, as well. Knock yourself out and see if you can, remember who these famous rock stars are. Look at the difference between now and then. Yeah. Now to get your rock stars, they got like Harry Styles or they got to go on X Factor and stuff. In the old days, we had like the Animals, the Jimi Hendrix Experience. We had fucking Cream. We had the best music ever in the 60s and 70s. Even in the 80s, we just getting over, basically music sort of got really started to get a bit shitter towards the end of the 70s, and then the recovery was the 80s. But in the 60s and the early 70s, it was fan-fucking-tastic. We had the Beatles, we had Rex, we had fucking David Bowie. Although the Beatles are those satanics, and I haven't listened to him in a couple of years. Still loved them. There's Diana. Diana, do you know you're going to look like a proper old bloke when you're older? You were nice when you were younger, though. Wicked jokes. There she is. Lana Wood, that does float. My new discovery. Really excited to find out about Lana, not dead. Then I looked at the photos of her and I fucking hell. Never mind then. Flat Earth girls. Only date Flat Earthers t-shirts. I only date Flat Earthers. Is that true? Flat Earth girls. Same for Flat Earth boys as well. Because basically, first, you can't, if you can chat up a bird, you got to say, not being horrible to you, love, but if you had a jab, that's not really sweeping her off her feet, is it? If you had a jab, no chance of you. So, How do you charm the knickers off them? Is say, I know the truth. I haven't got jabbed. I've never touched a mask. I'm a real man. Yeah. And I don't go with all of their bullshit. And then apparently, at the end of all that, according to this, you get your all. Which is good news, eh, guys and gals? Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Don't worry about it. That was strange request, Master. All I asked for was a little head. Now, I put this in my community page and it got a big, massive stream of comments. Some people not actually understanding. Yeah. This is Jeannie. Okay. Her mother is Agnes Moorhead, coincidentally. Somebody was wondering, Little Wing, saying, why is Larry Hagner, J.R., got a little head? Because Larry Hagner played him in My Dream of Jeannie. Didn't you ever watch Dream of Jeannie, or was it all Bewitched in your house? Bewitched. Right. Well, it was both. We had Bewitched and Dream of Jeannie in my house. Here they are, ladies and gentlemen, the Jimi Hendrix Experience on an E-Type Jag. Okay. So, no Redding and Mitch Mitchum, no Redding, and Jimmy's got a wicked jacket on. Got some fucking wicked clothes, Jimi Hendrix. Should have left me your clothes, Jimmy. I would have made him look flamboyant like yourself. Yeah. Jimmy, you were okay. You better not have been one of them. You're dead, so you weren't. Brilliant. Thank you for being dead. This is underground again in the Vatican, and they got these really deep. These are Roman bricks, apparently. Under Rome is catacombs and just endless passages. We all watched John Wick. We know there's catacombs, and we've all read Angels and Demons, haven't we, Dan Brown? Which is all about ancient tunnel ways, which the popes and all of the weird priests use. So they have to go above street level when they're dragging their, victims, which they are definitely fucking doing, by the way. They don't seem to be able to get done by the police either. Madness. They call it madness. And if this is madness, well, I know I'm filled with gladness. It's going to be rougher. It's going to be tougher. Da-na-na. This, I've still got the cover for, but I haven't got the album. This was one of the best albums in history. This and the Specials album were two of the best albums in history. Madness, one step beyond. Are you fucking joking? You having a giraffe? This was fucking brilliant. Yeah? It sucks, eh? Yeah. Did you like Madness? I've seen them a couple of times. They were brilliant. They were, but the man's bitches now, aren't they? So this was dug up in, no, it wasn't. It was in the water off of Greece. And they say it's, I think they said 7th century statue in bronze of Dionysus. We must have a large copper content in that bronze because it oxidized terribly. But you can see the flowers in the hair, the Dionysus Bacchus, basically. And yeah, beads eyes. So apparently he was in the water off of Greece at Dionysus. So did you see this week? So this guy, right, he's called Musk, and he's an actor guy, and he's really weird as fuck. His body's all like weird. I don't know, he got a bodysuit on or something. Nobody looks like that. He's South African. He should have a fucking tan. There's something weird about him. Anyway, so he's got this thing going on called SpaceX, where he tells people, although it looks so fake, it looks so real, it must be fake. He's telling people he puts cars in space, he puts rockets in space, and he does all of this stuff. Now, he wouldn't lie. He wouldn't lie, even though he worships Satan. If he doesn't worship Satan, see, listen, guys, the last thing in the fucking world I would ever do is stick an upside down cross on me. Yeah, because even though I'm not that mad religious or anything, I still wouldn't take the piss and do that. And he's got the devil. He's got Baphomet and an upside down cross on his suit that he had made. I couldn't see him now when he's got this gay little guy saying, "Oh, is that fitting tight nice under there? Is it, Elon? Is it? Just put it a little bit tighter for you." It's like, yeah, push a bit tighter. Oh, that's nice. Oh, it's nice smell leather, isn't it? I can see this gay guy putting that suit on and him looking at himself in the mirror thinking, fucking hell, that really proper evil. I can't wait to turn up at this function. And, the guy can't even. He had one puff on Joe Rogan and had a whitey. The guy nearly had a fucking coma of one toke. He's not even a man. He can't smoke. Anyway, He's a Satanist, guys, and he's telling people he's flying rocket ships and shit, and they're believing him. What about these? These are getting on my nerves as well. All of this is really doing my fucking head in. I'm not like proper homophobic. Well, yeah, maybe I am. Pride Month. Okay, so it's Pride Month, and in the middle, they got Demon. Is that a quinky dink? Do you know on that Auditing Britain thing that I watch, right, where he goes fucking coppers up and stuff? They got like a whole fleet of like police vans and stuff now, guys, right, with like gay pride colours all over them. There's boats down the marina where we go, and they got like flags with gay pride flags on them. I'm sorry, but I'm like, sorry, I don't want to get on your boat with your gay pride flag on there. Why? Because, like, because you might be like looking at my willy or something. So don't be silly. We don't act like that. We're really nice. Yeah, but like no, I don't really feel comfortable with it. Like, yeah, because I don't feel comfortable with it, guys. Yeah. So LGBT whatever, it's a load of fucking nasty shit. Where's that going to end anyway? Don't send your kid to school. He'll fucking leave. He'll go there being a normal little boy. He'll come up like a fucking with a dress on, looking like Madonna's fucking child, the 16-year-old. Look at this man, yeah. So he's got like I don't know, he's just a strange American chap. So this dude, he's got blood red on, big massive pearl earrings. So you've never killed a kid or anything, have you? And hiding its voice box with the big, thick, juicy pearls. So blood, pearls, the whole fucking thing. And they literally tell you in the link that I will give you later that this is part of the women's rights, and they've taken part in the ritual of blasphemy in their satanic dues. And God, doesn't he look like? Yeah, got more wrinkles than a Tetley tea bag. Oh my fucking God. Didn't you didn't go down a facelift and Botox road like the rest of them dudes you hang around with? Again, with the old string of pearls. Because it's like I guess in like a Masonic badge of what they are and what they do. This is apparently the death mask of Mary, Queen of Scots. Okay, so apparently she's got lovely, lovely hair. I don't think that's her real hair, and she looks a bit Polish looking, I think, but pretty good looking. And Elizabeth I, she don't like her because she's ugly as shit and a bloke, and a virgin bloke, tranny. Everybody hates her. And she's got a police state, and the tyrannical rule is pissing everyone off. But Mary, she's all right, huh? She's up in Scotland, like Mary, Queen of Scots. So, like, oh, there's a plot to kill Mary. Go kill Mary. And apparently that all happened. And there's Mary, Queen of Scots, 1570. That's just chucking her out there. I think it's around that date. And she looked like that. She's pretty, really, for queenage. So this was dug up on a beach. It's supposed to be Phoenician, and they got little like triangular moustaches. And what has he come ashore with? It's like I heard somebody wanted some pizza made. This is my pizza flipping tool, pizza cutting flipping tool, covered in gold though. So tech. Again, this one is a half Bacchus, half Cyclops, and it was on a building in antiquity. Ooh! This guy, okay, this is in Germany, and he is half fish, half man. But the fish isn't the leggy bit, but it is. You see the scales there, and this is water. But he's got like a fish head as well. He looks like something out of Doctor Who. And he's got a little pair of Nellies as well. So, yeah, fish, humanoid peoples are on churches and stuff in antiquity. I think they existed. I really do. So there's that clue. The women, their place in the order signifies the wearing of pearls and the colour purple. And Hillary Clinton's included, and Bill as well, in this order of Melchizedek. I can never see that fucking word. So come on, Poptastic. Anybody of you around in the day? I used to like this bird when I was a skin. This is Annabella Lang, or Annabelle, and she was the lead singer of a band called Bow Wow Wow. And their songs were go wild, go wild, go wild in the country where snakes in the grass try to get up ya. And she sung I like candy. You may remember that. And here is a bit of a Rasda version of Vivian Westwood, who's tarting her up as a pirate. And famous cover of Bow Wow Wow, which was brilliant for a 14-year-old boy, was she was naked on the cover of one of her albums, singles, by a lake. I was like, is that even allowed? How am I going to get over this? So, Annabella Lang. So this was child's like safety in the past. It's like, Mum, that cigarette's going right in my face. Shut the fuck up. That's what my mother would do. Slap me in the ear. They didn't worry about cigarette smoke going into your children's face in the past because your doctor would give them to you. Doctor would give you facts. So happy family do is let's watch Captain Scarlet. Okay, all the family together, happy families. Have a nice cup of tea and a fag. And have a nice fag and sit around the telly because that's what people used to do. Yeah. My mother drunk and smoking pregnancy, and look at me, guys. I ended up all right, didn't I? You know I'm psychic and I can hear that. Just saying. Yeah, like, so, Eric, you don't fancy my bird, do you, Eric? No. Well, you keep looking at her all the time. It's like you love her or something. Do you love my bird there, Eric? No, you're all right, George. She's fine. Yeah, no, Patty's my friend. Oh, all right, just keep away from her. Don't like her. Yeah. You want to watch him, George? So here's a sexy woman in a cornfield. Oh, no, I'm tripping. It's actually a corn on a cob. See? You never know. So this is a Japanese god, and it's called Dogu, or D-O-G-U, or Dogu, or Dogu, because it's a dog-headed god. Also in Japan, as in Europe and other places. They got a dog head god. Is this then telling us that we are reincarnated from animals and dogs? Here is a NASA or a footage because they had the camera out there ready in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, you see. Because what this is here is the 1966 Gemini mission landing. What you see in the background, really coincidentally, and brilliant navigational skills from the USS Wasp turns up right on site as this craft that's gone through the atmosphere at the temperature at the surface of the sun. Yeah. But it cooled down and then it popped in the sea. No problem about contraction or heat or cracking or anything like that would happen, even though that thing was Kelvin 6. And then it lands in freezing water and there's divers there ready already. And there's a guy with a camera already ready there in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Okay. So Einstein's not a chick, is he? Yeah, he's not a chick. I know he's wearing fluffy slippers like a chick and looks exactly like an old lady. Yeah, but he's not. Okay. Contrary to what people think about Albert Einstein being a woman, yeah, he's a fucking woman. That's a woman, guys. That's a chick. Yeah. Women get like hair, facial hair, especially take like, I don't know, loads of hormone replacement therapy tablets to grow a little tash. Yeah. I notice because the IMAX sales go through the roof. This is not the original Dome of the Rock. This is Edinburgh, Scotland is the true biblical Jerusalem, as we've been saying for years. And this here is apparently the real Dome of the Rock. So I'm guessing the Judeans and the Palestinians don't see it that way, but apparently on top of Glasgow, volcano by the castle is the real Dome of the Rock. And it makes sense because the rock is a rock where Edinburgh Castle is. So, makes sense. Yeah, Eric, I've been hearing rumours about this, Eric. I don't know if it's true, but is it true that you got a thing for George's girl? No, she's all right. She's beautiful, really. But no. Why? What's the rumour? The rumour is, though, Eric, that you're going to run off with George's missus. And then write a song called Layla. Yeah, further on down the road. Yeah. Layla, you got me on my knees, they say. There he is. Drag his guts out. Fucking kill a giant. Give him a black eye. Fucking big bastard. So there is the real, there's a map of Britain, but there is the real north-south magnetic declination line. And it is followed by the deers of Great Britain. So deers in migratory paths use exactly the same magnetic line because they got some built-in magnetic detector. Also, migrating birds will use these magnetic lines because they also have a magnetic line detector built in, given to them by the creator. And these magnetic lines, which the animals use, put them on an AE map and they just show you exactly what this place is. Right, you little bastards. It's the last time. No, not my wings, not my wings. No, you're not flying down there anymore. You keep making people fall in love. I'm a cherub. I'm meant to do that. No, actually, you're not. Shoot that poison arrow through that. Poison arrows. Yeah. Next victim of love thing. Poor people, poor people. See Emily play. See, you shouldn't be watching Emily play. Not really. Sid Barrett, what were you in your early 20s? What were you doing hanging around playgrounds anyway, watching Emily play? So this is in Piccadilly Circus, and here is a Mason. No, I'm not saying his name's Nick Mason. No, that's Nick Mason. Roger Waters, again, with the old Phoenician watery theme. And you get Gilmore as well. Gilmore, like the fishy theme, the watery theme. It's all Phoenician. And you get Nick Mason. And him, Sid Barrett, who's dead, who they apparently vegetabilized. But I don't think this is a real picture. Apparently, somebody with a biplane threw it through the Arc de Triomphe in Paris. So what? They had a load of people below and trams in case he crashed so he could kill them all. Yeah. And where's the crowd to watch this fantastic feat? That's fake. That's shit. That never happened. So do you know in Germany in the 1920s, they had vending machines. In the 1920s, they had vending machines which would serve you hot sausages, hot dogs. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Imagine that in the modern day. You can't even get a bag of crisps out of the vending machine in a fucking railway station in Britain these days. You got to give them your card, and then it's like, oh, quid fucking 50 for a packet of crisps. And then the crisp just stops. And it's stuck next to a Snickers bar or something. You've got to whack the machine. And then the fucking buzzer goes off. Then this like stupid fucking guard comes over with glasses on, talking to you like you're stupid, saying like you're kicking the machine and you're trying. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. It's like, is he telling us about something that actually happened? Yeah, maybe. I don't want to go around kicking vending machines. So this is Ypres Salient, World War I. And men existed in this. This is the Chateau Wood. And they're just marching through on their way to fight some more stuff, do fighty stuff. And apparently men lived in that carnage. That was a forest or a wood. Isn't it nuts? Passchendaele's nuts. If you look at Passchendaele on the maps and just see them overhead footage, there's like literally 500,000 craters, which is what you should see for them overhead pictures of Dresden, guys. Or Berlin, World War II. You don't see any craters. This is in Prague in the Czech Republic, and it is the biggest filing cabinet in the world. It holds 30,000 files all the way into the air, and I quite like this. So you work in an office, and it's like, they say to you in Big Brother style, you over the microphone, file for Cooper. Okay. And he looks up, up he goes. Cooper's in there. And then you check that file for that person, because this is in the communist days, who's going to have their door knocked and be disappeared, because plenty of people got disappeared in the Cold War, especially in the Czech Republic. Quite interesting, isn't it? So if you keep fit in the old days, now I'm not magging up on a camel toe. I know what you're thinking. I'm not doing that. Is you've got these things just like under your, your middle part, and she looks really pissed off with it all. It's like, is this helping me? No, it's probably not helping. It's probably giving you organ failure. But yeah, they vibrate your body like proper violently, and not in a nice way either. Look, electricity passed through your knees. Is that helping you? And a little bit of vibration going on. Let's see if you're settled, doing a bit of knitting, one playing one pill, thinking about anything else than what's going on with your legs and that contraption. After the last woman had literally a machine malfunction and the machine just turned ugly and chopped her legs off. The Mulby revolving hammock. Apparently, this makes your spine young. So they want to bring these back out. Lee said, Lee, and I'll give this to you, chuck this out there, because it'd be really nice if some of you could get rich, is take to the paintings office, invent a structured water shower head. Where a shower head that can structure water for you with a vibration or a frequency or a harmonic would be fantastic. Ooh, inches away, reducing belt. Okay, inches away. How many? 4 to 6 inches away. Belt. For him and for her. And if you wear that belt, okay, do you know what's going to happen? You get thin. Get proper fucking thin. And so you should, if you're fat. You should quest to get thin. Right, I'm going to come back for a minute because I've got a bit more to show you concerning harmonics. I don't know what time it is or how long I've been talking or what I've been talking about. Did I mention gas cams? All right, then. Cool. 600 of you watching Flat Earth British. I'm going to give a few of you shouts. We've got some more juice to come. Let me just bring that up. We are hitting the 3-hour mark. Oh my. So we're going to look into harmonics. I think I'll keep Hong Kong for the next time. We don't need to look at Hong Kong after I've literally showed you Tbilisi, which is similar sort of stuff, only without the mud. So great stuff, mate. And thanks, Anthony Suso, my friend. So make sure to share this out if you could, please. It's been bonfire night in Britain, which is shit. Nice hair, dude. What, are you talking about Hank, my brother, or Boris? He might be back in with a job. And old Cyberman. So, yeah, we got a stupid new Prime Minister in Britain. I can't even say his name. Shitnick or something. And he's not actually British as such. And he's making weird shit up. He's doing weird shit, guys. Don't like it. This country sucks. What's that, Lawrence? My son, Lawrence Leaker. Well, sub to my son. You'll find him in the descriptions box below here. He's like, does loads of cool, really intelligent stuff. Less low fireworks now. Yeah, thank fuck. Done my head in all that. Banging. Trying to do. Bonfire in Lewis is epic. Violet, it's been pissing down all day. All the fireworks, all the bonfires have got like, right, let's get Jason of Wales. Let's get him a chick. Okay, Jason, you don't look too bad there, mate. You don't look a monk or anything. Jason, yeah, Jason of Wales. He's Welsh as well. So existentially, that means he's like naturally a good lover. Okay. Get over. Leave your description or leave all your details there. You don't have to do vital statistics or sizes or anything in the descriptions box, Jason. Just chuck it out there. I don't mind doing a bit of fucking matchmaking, make me a match. Okay. It's horrible to be alone in this world. We can find you a proper, beautiful woman who loves you and makes you sandwiches. Jason, would you like that? Sandwiches and all your little needs and requirements. Would that be nice? Yeah, you fucking know it, mate. So let's find Jason a girlfriend, okay? Non-jabbed, no penis. Okay? Cool. So, Misty World, he's twice as rich as King Charles. Is that so? Thank you for that, Misty World. Violet Rose again. Oh, yeah. In Lewis. I like Lewis. I've been to Lewis in the South Downs on the way to Bournemouth, isn't it? Lovely little town you got there. It's posh. It's nice, Lewis. I like it. So, Gareth Atkinson's in the house. Yes, please, sandwiches. Yes, you need a woman making nice sandwiches as well. Okay, as well. I need Jesus. Mishmash. Okay. Not sure if he needs you as much. Danton Ray. Ed. Celtic or Cornish, or Celtic or Cornish, as good as Welsh, even Scouse. A similar sort of thing. What? Scouse, Ed. Scouse are like Welsh. Yeah, right. We'll give you that one. Scarab City. I was going to tip off George Harrison about Eric Clapton nicking his missus. We should have tipped him off. That would have been fab. Scarab City. Are you lovely? Good to hear from you. Yeah, it's on Ross's channel. His son's put on video of his out to sort of keep it up keep it going. So not sure if that's going to work, but you never know. Amy, good to see you. La Young, poor old Ross. I reckon something dodgy happened there. I seen something on Facebook, a woman that said he was all right and he went to the hospital. He was sending texts and stuff from the hospital. And then the next thing you know, he's got a call an hour later. As soon as all the family's got away, he's dead and had an heart attack. So what gets you as soon as you get to the hospital? Al? And he's talking about like posting every day, and other people are wondering like about the sensitive subjects of truth that he's talking about concerning the origins, birthplace of Jesus Christ or King Arthur, stuff that's going to upturn the, you know, British historical narrative. That important. Ruth Penninus, good to see you, lovely. Do you know about secret society that was about our eyeballs? Really creepy. Yeah, the octals, the what's to do with the oct? The eye. Yeah, the opticians, I can't remember the name of that cult, but I've covered it about 4 years ago. I talked about it briefly. But yeah, they're part of it, the opticians. Chris Marsden, good to see you. Shehol, Scott, Shannon, Fat Goof. Stud. Cheers, bro. Okay, good luck. Tell me if you guess a wifage, Jason. Okay, tell us how it goes down. Don't have to tell me all the dirty details. Just tell me if you get one. Scott, Bob Sykes, oh, detective. Give Mr. Fartage a thumb upage. Yeah, okay, thanks. So you can actually communicate in this world. Actually, without you can speak, but without actually saying anything. Me and my son were practicing earlier, but all you gotta say is like just on thous, stick on thou words. So like, thou is the thouiest of thousters, and thou is the thouiest, and you can literally just thou every word, except for flood. I don't think you can thou flood. Well, you can thou flood. See what I mean? So just add a now, a thou, or a thus. And you should get on pretty fine, and the analytics won't get over after you. Also, IA can't read cursive writing, so if you was to write a message, take a photograph of it, and then send that, the algorithm, the AI doesn't read cursive writing. You were passed for John Lennon in a movie. Joshua, maybe they're going to make a remake of John and Yoko, but I've been looking at Yoko over the last couple of weeks, actually, and I think Yoko Ono is a fucking dude. I think that the name tells you. I really think Yoko Ono is a fella, guys. Have a look. Have a look. Okay. What's yellow and lives on beetles? Yoko Ono. And it's sort of Yoko Ono sort of says, I'm a dude. To me, it says Yoko Ono saying I'm a dude. But some of them photos, especially that one of him and her lying in bed, that laying they does, she looks like a proper fucking dude. Kevin, and that's why she's giving him off to all of these other birds during that thing where he's like, oh, I think you should go and mate with Mei Ling. I'm okay about it. I'm really open about it because, like, I'm from Japan, innit? And we're all pervy. So he went off and had Mei Ling or whatever her name is. And like Yoko Ono don't mind because she don't get jealous because she's a fucking bloke. She's got bloke head. Oh, thanks. Hippie Shake, Welsh Dragon Metals. It's good. Good to see you. WEF Shill. I don't know what WEF means. Don't know. Squirrel Sniper. Braxton. Good to see you. I need a girlfriend with a girlfriend. Braxton Birch's is in need of a girlfriend with a girlfriend. So that's greedy, and that'll end up with you with no bird. So it's either the one. If you go for the other, I tell you what's going to happen, Braxton, and other people will tell you this is true. If you go greedy and you want the two, yeah, do you know what you're going to end up with? Neither of them. Take it from a man who knows. Okay. Iron, Effie, Dean, Ed, Rocker 64, seen you the other day. Don't flat thumbs to infinity price. Magvelli, or Machiavelli. Every country sucks at the moment, so we take and put the garbage out. Yeah, this place needs cleaning up. There's rubbish everywhere and litter, and it's smelly. Britain's proper fucking smelly. I don't like that. And we need to have a big litter operation. Sick of rubbish. People generally, if it was just like, just brush them all down and wash them all down with a hard scrubbing brush. Maybe hose them off a little. Yeah, do that. And give them gastric bands so they eat less because they're really greedy and all the food up. Okay. What country sucks? Well, Wales is not that bad, actually, but like they've got crazy government, and it does suck a bit. And in some places, it sucks a lot. But most people are too stupid to know anyway that it sucks. Okay, if you go to Birmingham, everyone's going. You go all right. You go all right. It's like a nice day in it. It's like yeah, same shit, different day. It's like they're always moaning about everything. I noticed there's other cities that do it too. Balanced. So shit in it. It's Birmingham. It's like, well, it's not all that bad, mate. It's pretty gnarly, but it's not all that bad, is it? Yeah, fucking it. You don't live here. You don't live here. INFE. Good to see you, my friend. Dudley. Snowflake in Arizona high. Okay, get high. Brenda Allen, New Mexico, Sticky Buds. Oh, we had an analyzation of what they're called. Very clever of us. So, yeah. Auto Amphaticus, yes, 2 YouTube legends here in the house. 3, include my son, Boss Dragon Metals. Make sure to sub to him. Less loud fireworks. No, yeah, I read that. So, okay, I'm going to show you harmonics. Now, we talk about resonance and we talk about vibration. Now, symphony has Phoenician in the word, doesn't it? Symphony. But also the word harmony has word harm at the beginning. So some vibrations and some sounds can harm us, but others can charm us. Okay, and I'll give you a range now and show you what I mean. Now, water can hold in stasis, and it can with a harmonic resonance as well as a vibrational quality, and they will exhibit, okay, a somatic pattern, as we know. And some of these experiments have been caught in midair, which are absolutely fucking fascinating to me, of harmonics. So check this out. Hi, Rowena. Lovely to see you. Hi, Amy. Ham on me. Okay, so the sound of that. Okay. Harmonics. So let's have a look at this. I don't understand everything about harmonics, but I can tell that some of these harmonics could be very hazardous. Can you imagine 80,000 people in a Rammstein concert, for example, with a certain harmonic? This is inside us. This is, you know, all right, we're mostly water. I know it's blood, but it's going to react the same. And you imagine, you know, say the 5th harmonic, okay, in a loud concert, and that is happening inside you. Charm, the geometry is happening inside you, and that's why you feel in a certain way. You can feel absolutely divine. You can feel absolutely fantastic from music, can't you? Just shiver your head off and vibrate and resonate with it, and because of the harmonic, and this is happening to you, which is why we've got to be careful with what we say to people, what we think of them, because thoughts, even the written word, can affect the geometry. And this is everything in this place. I'm sure you know this from what Tesla tells us. So brainy kids. Now this kid, apparently in 1920, beat all of the chess masters in Russia, which I find fascinating. And so did they, because the looks on their faces, just some of them have got their hands in their head. So he plays all of the chess masters in Russia. He goes round them one by one, and he literally plays them all at the same time and beats them all. And this guy's like in shock. A lot of them are in shock, astounded at this kid's level of intelligence. But they do teach Russian kids, even in the modern day, chess as a part of that. You got a black eye, but he's a kid and they get into a lot of trouble. But yeah, he beat all of these gents, checkmated them all. Total genius, and they're all supposed to be advanced chess masters. So just goes to show that age and experience don't mean nothing when you've got that sort of level of intelligence. Shake hands with him because you got beaten. Checkmate me, oh China. Isn't that fascinating? So let me just show you something concerning Tesla. Now Tesla's, which I have got, I did save for this vlogage. So resonance, like his inventions, you know, the score has been, you know, the Tesla motors, essentially the four angels of this place, the realm. And these are supposed to be some of the original patents for his work and his alternative current AC and his patent for the method for generating and lamps there. But he did a Tesla motor. So look at that. Exactly the Fibonacci sequence. Or the Fibonacci exactly on what is a looks like a fan for a rotor. And the Tesla motor. Alternating current. Which is what he's famed for. But you know, the four angels, one here, one here, one here, and the wires wrapped around a copper disc to create a charge, and it's really simple once you learn this. 1889, really early Tesla inventions there, the electromagnetic motor, the Tesla motor. It's all suppressed in modern days. It's funny how Elon Musk, the Satanist, got his name like Tesla for his car, isn't it? Another patent, apparently all suppressed, but here they are. Apparently all his inventions burnt in a fire. There's 100 narratives, very little evidence for the existence of Tesla. It could be just a psyop and a cover for these already existing technologies, which I think is the case. A lot of them look like some of the circuitry or the windows of churches, and a lot of this is, you know, old world antiquity. And where he was from, you know, Serbia or Croatia. His father was an Orthodox priest. So he would have known about the shape of the earth. I'm sure his father would have filled him in. You know, pretty self-explanatory right the way through the Bible. What this place is. It's a flat and motionless plane. God's footstool, if you like. So a nice little Tesla Van de Graaff generator. I wouldn't mind one of them myself, actually. And this, all you got to do is turn the handle. It creates a little current through the coil, and you get electricity shooting across here from year to year. And I'm sure some of them old buildings did exactly the same. It looks to be the case with this Tesla technology. And the Tesla Tower. Okay, apparently turned the grass blue, but it was a means to apparently send a wireless electricity, usable electricity that's apparently locked in the ether, untold amounts of potentiality and electricity, which he managed to tease out using resonance and vibration at a certain frequency. He knew the key, and he could send free energy miles and miles and miles. So all people everywhere should have free energy sources. Electric power is everywhere, present in unlimited quantities. You can drive the world's machinery without the need of coal, oil, or gas. And that was 1856 to 1843 he died. So he's telling you about free energy that was suppressed, that existed. Nikola Tesla was not in this for the money. He wanted to give the world free energy. And if we implement free energy in the tradition of Nikola Tesla, then we need to replicate not only his science, but his humanity. Because you can't put a meter on free energy, can you? And apparently this technologies could have operated planes wirelessly, air balloons wirelessly, ships wirelessly, cities wirelessly, which they are doing. And free energy, they have got. All of these bullshit things like fracking, coal, fossil fuels, fucking aeroplanes, the whole oil thing is being scrapped. What about all the petrochemical industry that they've invested in for the last 50 years? They're just going to dump that by the year 2025 and all is going to be electric. And them electric, carbon footprint, septic, toxic shit, and the getting rid of them later, the lithium batteries, is literally hell. They're full of heavy metals and really hazardous materials. They're really dangerous and they blow up and they explode. So that's not good at all. Really? So there he is, a wireless light bulb. It's just being illuminated by the existing electricity that's in the ether, and he teased it out. Here's Antiquitech. A lot of these towers collected lightning, which was in free abundance back in the day, and then collected the energy later. But also resonant electricity that exists in the ether. Oh, excuse me. Resonant energy. So that's a little thing of Nikola Tesla, and that's it for the moment, I think. Let me come back. Stop sharing. Okay. So Marticus Spartacus has just done the quickest, almost 3.5 hours that I've ever done in my life. I've just literally talked for 3.5 hours. 600 of you still here. I do appreciate that, guys. Thanks. That's really good for an epic Flatterday. But make sure to subscribe and keep this Flat Earth British thing out there, because I'm pretty hard to find. I can't even find me. No, I'm Farticus Campbell, and so's my wife, Joshua. Good to see you. And Flat Fingers with Santos Bonacci. Santos has gone on holidays, giving it all up for a little bit, and he'll be back at a later date. Colorblind, good to see you, lovely. I've seen you for a while. Do the hippie shake. Do you know that if you look for hippie shake on Google, hippie shake, the song comes up. Do the hippie shake. You're going to be the most famous moderator in True for History, hippie shake. Don't let that go to your head. I said that, but it's true. Squirrel. Are you and Squirrel? Kelvin? Amy, good to see you. Can't even switch providers. Sites say they don't even save money if you switch. So bullshit, Amy. Listen, we're getting ripped off senselessly. I've put like 30 quid in the gas in the last 2 days. I literally put a tenner in. I get like a fucking 10 minutes gas, 1 bath, and I got to put another tenner in. They're literally just cleaning out any money I got on fucking gas that I'm not even getting. I don't even know what's going on. And the electricity's piss poor too. So that's where like all the money's going into fucking utilities at the moment. And that's not even cold yet. Imagine when it gets cold. I'll be fucked. Anyway, full spectrum audits. You are an auditor, full spectrum. Do you get out there and audit them motherfuckers? I hope you do. I hope you pick on them a little bit as well, because they pick on us. Seek the truth for two. Give them a taste their own medicine. Capelocious, good to see you, my friend. Alpha Billy, sounds like heavy metal concert. Yeah, imagine seeing like Rammstein, like at all that volume. And when Rammstein came to Cardiff in the summer, pissed down with rain, the whole fucking night. It was absolutely terrible weather. And it was lovely before they brought their demonic Berlin asses into the fucking city. It was lovely atmosphere. And then it went all dark and rainy and dense and devilly. It was fucking there in town. He's weird and all, isn't he? Lead singer of Rammstein, Trill. Have you seen him? Guy's weird, man. He fucking abuses he literally, I seen like a TikTok of him or what have you, a short, where he goes like he's on stage, 80,000 people, and he's telling the women to lift their tops up and then he's going, It's like, dude, you're a rock star. You got $1 billion squillion. Can you get a girlfriend? And you're asking all women to lift their tops up. I know that's rock and roll, isn't it? Getting jokes off, but like, no finesse. Fucking scummy cunt. Adam, this place needs a little bit of finesse. Needs to clean it up. A bit of class. Okay, this place has gone scummy shit. Dragon Sage. No, it has. Chich. And what's that? Autodidactic. Bring back airships. Can you imagine how lovely it would be to just fly to, say, America on an airship? No noise, really quiet, just floating over the Atlantic Ocean, doing sunbathing or whatever you do. Danton Ray, good to see you, my friend. Neil C. I'm my looking glass. You betcha. So, Max, yeah, give us a shout in chat now. When I give you a shout, bring you on the screen. If you are there, I'm going to say ta-ra to you because 3.5 hours, I can't go for 4. So, a little recap. We've been talking about wicked towers, Starfort towers, of what is essentially Shangri-La. And I think it is still today, guys. These places are so inaccessible, and there are loads of inaccessible places in this realm where people don't need the Western fucking philosophy, the developing world. And they're doing really irie. And they got a really good time in the mornings, getting up, loads of food, little dance. They probably got wicked weed. And the women are really pretty and everything's all right. I like it. It's better than this septic, toxic, plastic, fantastic shit place. Matrix, which I'm not really into. Never have been, actually. But I like something to dislike. And they really warrant it. Mark, good to see you. And Jason Starr, he had the truth not very long ago. So, yeah, there's a lot of truths in this. The Pearl one's pretty gnarly. I think that's definitely a thing. Sonic or devil worshipping calling card. So we'll look out for them. Every time we see them with pearls, we'll know what they're fucking up to. And a load of other stuff we've learned. There's been so many, I can't even think now. Joshua, good to see you. So, one last, okay, pitiful, please share this out. Would you share this out? Like the thing on there. It's 321 likes in you. There's 600 of you in chat, or 500 of you. So I'm taking it, there was too much of hard work to actually click that likey thing. If you did like, come on, please, it helps. I've done no drugs, so I'm cool with it. Well, like ever, Gareth. Drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. Says on Soft Pack. Oh, they're good as well, but just don't run out. Ever. Pamela, good to see you. Yeah, he's an actor, I think he was. Crafty Kim, good to see you, lovely. Satanic Armor. And descending from outer space to find another race. Prodigy. It's not really a true song because there is no space, it's water. There is one in Russia, says RK. Rowena, thank you for joining my ting, my membership thing. Is Tesla just a cover for the old tech? Yeah, that's what it is. It's a cover. You've got to explain it from somewhere. Yeah, so they do that. He's their pin-up man for free energy. And it's like nobody else has done free energy. All them inventors of the Victorian period. Whatever. No, it's the old Hegelian dialectic, I'm afraid, with Tesla and Edison. Yeah, and Edison had the other current, and on it went. Static, exactly, Joshua. That's what I was thinking of. Static potential. Locked in there. Usable static potential. Just got to tease it out. Tease it out. With resonance, does it? Static accumulator will do it. There you are, Joshua. Good for you. So, Gareth, so I'll be back in a day or two. I'm not going to make it a week before my next post. I would do midweek posts and all of that, but everything just gets, like, the week just flies by, guys. I don't even know what's going on. It's fucking just... as soon as I, like, get my shit together to do a post, it's Saturday's year, so I'm like, well, may as well wait till Saturday now. Hi, Rosemary. It good epic. And Chris Marsdenson, he also said that. Lovely Amy. Let me have a look. Squeeze. Okay. I'm not sure if I shouted you all. Skull Asylum's in the house. So, one big last ta-ra. Thank you, Amy. That's really kind of you. Oh, Lee, you stayed up late. Fuck a duck. No, don't do that. Literally. Gypsy Lil, maybe we are. So, it's good to see you the whole duration of my FEBs Flatterday show, Lee. That's fantastic. G, hey, mate. Gareth, Missy, and any of my friends that are there and haven't commented, much love to you all. Double fat thumbs to infinity thrice, guys. And Michael Ormsey, who's the key over in Australia land. And Gypsy Lil, what are you saying? Flatearthbritish sub, maybe God is water. And what did Lee say to that? Maybe we are. we are baby gods learning to be bigger gods. It's a tricky show, but we're doing really good. I think we're doing all right. Quite happy about the whole thing. Although this place is like proper nuts, and them ababos are proper nuts. They've got this like superiority thing going on because they've had a fucking jabby josus, and they're all lulled into a false sense of security, thinking they're all Dr. fucking Rock. Very frustrating business, but we're just like epic not give a fuck because we don't get involved with all that. It's not our karma or our place, really. So we'll let them carry on with it. Yeah. So, you know, they're going to be in the deepest shit ever. Rowena, it's a lovely name, that, isn't it? Rowena. Is that a song, Rowena? No, Rihanna, don't worry. By that witch from Fleetwood Mac. Sons. I just seen something out the corner of my eye there. Oh, it's my hair. Don't worry. Good night, everyone. Have a dream funky, my son says. Thank you, Lawrence. Love you. Thanks for being there. And Laurie, peace and love to everyone, says lovely Laurie's curious squirrelage. Share a big hug. Let's have a big communal, warm, fuzzy hug, shall we? Let's remember that little otter that was showing you his baby. Lovely moment that was, wasn't it? So, thanks, Mark. So I hope it made you laugh. Hope it made you feel like, oh, that's lovely. Like, oh, and not freak you out too much. I hope I did blow your mind somewhere along the line. And that map of the Great Wall, the other Great Wall that we never knew about, I will be linking all that up the moment I finish this show. No, I'll put the kettle on, then I'll do that. So thanks, Robin. Thank you so much. Okay, these long, stretched out endings are like typical me, actually. There's no point moaning. Glenn, good to see you, my brother. Lion. So, yeah. Subscribe, support in any way. I'd be very grateful. Stevie Nicks. I couldn't remember the name, Mag. Which? Thanks, mate. Thanks, Rowena. Thanks, India. Lovely. Thanks for shareages all the time. Thanks for all of the stuff you do for the community. Endlessly. Watch Flat Earth British subs, 100 images he done today. Do that from here. I will link it below in the description box if you do not know. Here's Flat Earth British. Adam Platts, Banche, Rosemary, Teresa Schaefer. That's a lovely name. Good night, Martin. Thank you. Big hugs to you too. Much love to you all. Oh, you're all lovely people. I love good people. Lovely people. The only time I get shitty anyway is when people are horrible. So I just I'm nice about it. I'm nice about being horrible. I'm good at it. Fuck their heads up. But lovely people, I just love. On the internet and out in the world. If you do meet them, which is very rare. Soon know when you do, though, don't you? Cool. JT. Thanks, Lee. Thanks, brother. Thanks for this week. Thanks for all the help. In fact, with British discoveries. Monumental, brother. Colorbline's very, very caring. Give me a super sticker. Don't exactly know what they are, but it's $5. Bloody brilliant. And Scarab. Thanks, Scarab. Lovely. Good to see you. And Peter. Thanks, mate. And Twill. Wow, this is like the longest bow in history. Bow. Love the Phoenician thing. Bow of a ship. Take a bow. Huh? Don't say take a stern, do they? They do. Don't worry. Much love, JT. I got to go. Okay, because my brain's going, and it's literally 3.5 hours of talking now, guys. My poor mouth. Look, I've grown a beard. I was clean shaven at 16 when I started this vlog. Look at that. Eh? I know. Fucking hell. Gonna have me rough and ready today, I'm afraid. Bit tardy. Dang, I'm tardy. Heading back, watch from the beginning. Oh, Vivinus, don't worry about that. Lovely, Vivinus. You won't miss 3 hours. So if you do say these are really long streams, okay, thank you, Angela, dear. Watch them in increments, okay? Hour here, hour there. When you're doing your ironing, when you're cooking your fucking creme brulee. Flat Earth British here, yeah? Okay, thanks, Campbell. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Much love. That was a fantastic Flatterday. No, I'm really happy about that. It was brilliant. Real men grow whiskers. I'm not going to grow a beard because it gets all itchy and it doesn't suit me, hippie. I get grey. on my chin. I'm proper grey. I always watch things on 1.5 speed. That'll do it. That'll do it, Amy. I'm a bit quick with my speech, so it may get a bit like chaotic in your Brian, but that will do it. So is that what you're doing? You're not speeding my videos up? Huh? Raz, things I find out. But that's all right, as long as you're watching it. Just saying. I didn't know that. Anyway. T424. Anyone watch Coast to Coast? It's a bit naff, but all right. Yeah, that's what I was into before Flat Earth. From about like 2000, I was a George Norrie, fucking John B. Mills fanatic, and did 2 hours plus of Coast to Coast every day up until about 2015. Yeah, but 2015, it was all over with by then. When did I actually become a Flat Earther, guys? 2015. So it was way before then. Fucking, I'm going on for 8 years, a Flat Earther. Martin, you look like Gandalf with the grey beard on your face. Mishmash, no, I don't. Okay, I'm not old yet. Jay Brown, and I won't be either. You fucking say that in 10 years' time. No, make that a deal, actually. Right, where are you? Right, Mishmash, 10 years' time, same feed, different format, times would have changes. Probably the background would be, water and stuff. But apart from that, say that again. Goodness, good to see you. Okay, 420. So yeah, if subscribe if you haven't, so you won't miss any of this juice again. I'm going to go because I'm just like basically dying, yeah. No time to get old peeps. Yeah, man. Old people are creepy. I can't even look at pictures of them, Lee. They make me feel all weird. It reminds me of my mother and stuff. I love my mother a bit, but she was old and she died. So, like, that's what's going to happen to all old people. Is they're eventually going to die. So don't get attached. They're all going to die. Send some money to Martin for a razor. Autodidactic said. So, Campbell, yeah, he knows what he's on about, guys. I ain't got a razor. Yeah, I ain't got a razor, guys. I need a razor. My ones are a little bit better than the average Bic ones because I've got stubbly. Rob Skeeber, Chicago Skyline Experiment. Yes, Rob Skeeber. Going across Lake Michigan in that nice boat. Yeah, I like that boat. I'd like that boat. Literally, I would like that boat. You're a lovely person. Good to see you. I haven't seen you for ages. So, yeah, he's another one dead and gone this year. There have been loads of fucking truthers that have popped their clogs. There was Mac, wasn't there? Flat Earth fucker. We was all right in the end, but he trolled me to death in the beginning. He didn't like me at all. I thought he was a troll. Well, he was in the beginning. But anyway, Jeb died, who was my friend, and I missed him. And poor old Ross is the sausage. Gone, but not forgotten. And Rob Skeeber. And loads of other truthers as well. It's been weird as fuck. Dave gonna share. Oh, and Andy Subarats as well. Popped his clogs. Don't know if that was this year. Yeah, it was. Fuck, weird. Loads of them. Don't get attacked. So funny. Attached. So funny. Yeah, don't get attached. Yeah. It's not meant to be funny. I was meant to be serious and loving. Don't get attached and fuckers die. Okay. Martin, good night. Okay then. Okay. Boom Shankar. May the seeds of your lives be forever thankful in your belly of your woman. And whatever the other equivalent is. Have a great rest of the weekend. If you need anything, martinliedtke7@gmail.com, which is my email address, which you will find by my website. I did have a website, flatearthbritish.com, but unfortunately, it's got stolen. And now whoever's got it is still keeping Flat Earth British going, but they sell shit on my channel, which has nothing to do with truth or like Matrix shit, which is infuriating. I can't get it back because he bought my domain name. So, and YouTube changed it all. Fix it and put it back, YouTube, you wankers. It's stupid. Yeah, nobody can find my videos. Lee, 3 days thought I never had no videos because you hid them in the live. Yeah, and it is confusing. Even I got confused. I couldn't find my own videos. Put it right with YouTube, okay? But the British bequesteth this thou, okay? Okay, that's not for you guys. That's for them wankers. Pays their wages. For one, for us, there wouldn't be a fucking YouTube. Because it's called YouTube because we're on it. You, us. It's not you. You're not on YouTube, are you, YouTube? No, that's fucking right. It's us. Yeah, Jibby Jedi Dexter, man. Sad as fuck. Jibby was awesome, bloke. Still sexy as hell, Martin, says Kirsty. Man, look at you, Kirsty. Kirsty, you looks like a baby yourself, Kirsty. Yeah, I'm proper single, me. Who's that? It's my son. Okay, I gotta go. Peace and love to you all. Boom Shankar. Have a great weekend and stay fucking fantastic. Okay, guys. Stay epic. With epic amounts of not giving a fuck, guys. So be it.